Southland Sports Authority is 570 KLAC Los Angeles. Angels baseball is on the air. Now it's time to go down in the dugout. This is the KLAC Angels pregame show with your host, Darren Sutton.
Get your jacket on and make it a thick one, maybe a parka underneath as well. We are in the Bay Area. It is windy, it is cold, but we know in Southern California our complaints won't be heard. We understand it's rainy and cold down there as well. Hello there once again, everybody. I'm Darren Sutton, and it's time for Down in the Dugout, your Angels pregame show on 570 KLAC. And we get you ready for baseball. The Angels going head-to-head with the Oakland Athletics. And last night, boy, if we could even just come close to last night's ball game, the energy, the excitement, the closeness, as the Angels beat the A's by a score of 5-4 behind Matt Wise, and also great pitching from Shigetoshi Hasegawa, Mike Holtz, and my, Troy Percival. Percival looked amazing last night in the ninth inning. He told us all spring he felt healthy. He told us all spring he feels strong. But last night he proved that he flat out is ready to close games. He picked up his first save of the year 2001. He was throwing consistently in the high 90s. With the rain pouring down, it was like a scene out of a movie as I was down below. And it's good to have Percy back on the hill. And his manager, Mike Scioscia, talks about a healthy Troy Percival.
Yeah, last year I think all of us didn't get to see the real Troy coming out of spring training. He started the season. He had he was healthy enough to go, but really had not reached his peak as far as his stuff. He got through the first part of the season, really picked it up. Some injuries nagged him a little bit towards the middle of the season, but I think he finished strong. This year, he feels as good as he did 3-4 years ago, and that's a big plus for us and something that's going to, I think, have a major impact on our year.
Now, the Angels have played 4 games. They have 2 wins and 2 losses. But in all 4 of those games, David Eckstein has a base hit or more. As a matter of fact, he has started out of the gates this season, Eckstein, 6 of 14 with 2 RBIs. And really, the Angels haven't missed a beat without Adam Kennedy in the lineup. Kennedy still coming back from that minor break in his finger. But David Eckstein, what a credit it is to him. Here's a guy that walked on in Florida, begged his way on there, now comes into spring training in the year 2001, a long shot at best just to make the team. Well, he's a key member of this team, and his manager, Mike Scioscia, talks about him.
Well, this guy's a gamer. I think he's going to be sold short by any scout, by any player on the other club. They're going to say, well, this guy's tools, they're short. But he's the type guy you put the whole package together out in the field, and he's a winner. And that's been a big plus for us this year. He has good range. He catches the ball. He gets rid of it quickly. He's a little pepper pot at the plate. This guy always seems to be on base in the middle of stuff. And then he's shown a little bit more power than we thought he had, driving some balls, one out of the park and a couple off the left field wall. And this guy's all about baseball, and it's great to see his intensity he brings to the game. And he'll give us a lift for as long as Adam's out.
Well, we go from baseball to golf, and understandably so, because a lot of baseball players enjoy playing the sport of golf, enjoy watching the sport of golf. Phil Mickelson right now leads at the Masters. He is 10 under. Chris DeMarco is right there with him at 10 under par. Angel Cabrera is at 9 under, and Tiger Woods at 8 under par at the Masters. We know a lot of you are watching and listening. Well, who is Benji Gill pulling for in the Masters?
Yeah, I actually like Olazabal. Every year I root for him. I like the way he plays, and he always seems to do well in the Masters. So hopefully he'll turn around here. And he's actually had pretty good first 2 rounds, but hopefully he can play well on the weekend.
Well, we told you Phil Mickelson was atop that leaderboard at 10 under, tied with Chris DeMarco. I asked Mickey Hatcher who he is pulling for, and also if he could play a round of golf with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Well, I'm pulling for Mickelson. You know, he's from Arizona State boy, so I'm pulling for him. But if I had a chance to play with golf with anybody, it'd probably be Lee Trevino or Fuzzy Zeller or some guys that go out there and have fun when they play the game. Those are the kind of guys I like to play with.
Well, my kind of guy is now Matt Wise. I will appreciate his answer more than anyone, because listen to who he is pulling for, and listen to who he wants to play with.
I want any amateur to win. I don't even know his name, but somebody that's an amateur. And if I could play around the golf with any golfer in the world, it would probably be Chevy Chase from Caddyshack.
Well, there you go. See, that's the proper answer. That's who I would like to play a round of golf with. How about Scott Schoenweiss? Who in the heck is he pulling for to win the Masters, and who does he want to tee it up with?
Who am I pulling for in the Masters? Well, I guess I'll have to go with that Chris DeMarco right now, just because it's his first time, and they're giving him. He's getting buried in the press a little bit by his preparation and all kinds of the way he is, and that he has no chance because he's an unknown guy, and I kind of feel some similarities with that. So, who would I play with? I don't know. I probably would play with with Tiger Woods, just because I know it's probably everyone would probably answer that, but just to see it up close and see like how far he really does hit it and how good he is. I mean, if you want to improve in something, or you want to do something, you want to do it with the best, and he obviously is the best, so that's who I'd want to play with.
The ultimate day in my mind is watching the Masters on television and listening to Angels baseball on radio. A couple of cool beverages with which to enjoy the day as well. Some good stuff from the players, and we thank them for sharing their thoughts on the Masters and their golf thoughts. Well, when we come back, we've all asked for it. You guys asked for it last year, and it's back on Down in the Dugout. Coach's Corner is right around the corner. So if you're a coach, if you'd like to teach your son or daughter how to play this game, or if you want to teach yourself, Bud Black talks pitching. And it's right after this as we continue with Down in the Dugout. It's cold in the Bay Area. We'll be back right after this on 570 KLAC.
What is it, Christopher? I'm scared. Oh, there's nothing to be scared of. We have a certified pre-owned Lexus. Huh? Listen, sweetie, owning a certified pre-owned Lexus feels like owning a new Lexus. It comes with a 3-year, 100,000 total vehicle mile warranty. And those 3 years start when we get the car. Plus, every certified pre-owned Lexus comes with the kind of low finance rates you only expect to get on new cars. Now get some sleep.
Dad!
Hey, champ, what's going on?
Mom keeps talking about the car, the warranty, and the interest rates, and that's not what's scaring me.
Christopher, please. In the unlikely event that the Lexus dealer needs to keep our certified pre-owned Lexus for repairs, we get a complimentary loaner.
A complimentary loaner? Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Thanks, Dad. Good night.
Good night.
For peace of mind, there's nothing like a certified pre-owned Lexus. And there's only one place to test drive one, your Southern California Lexus dealer. Or visit us at LexusCPO.com.
See your participating Lexus dealer for details about the certified pre-owned program and roadside assistance. Service loaner cars available on warrantable repairs only.
Howdy, partner. I'm Vince Ferragamo. Please join me Tuesday, June 5th for my 19th annual Vince Ferragamo Foundation Celebrity Golf Classic at Los Coyotes Country Club in Buena Park. Proceeds will benefit our very special friends in the Special Olympics, which is supported solely by private donations and events such as this golf tournament. Following the tournament will be a country western barbecue and dinner show, along with a sports collector's auction. In attendance will be many Hollywood and sports celebrities. Please join us so that these Special Olympians can go for the gold. If you or your company would like more information on how you can be part of this fun-filled day, either as a golfer, sponsor, or just party with the stars, call us at 714-633-1099. Come on down. You'll be glad you did, and so will the Special Olympians. That number again is 714-633-1099. On behalf of the Vince Ferragamo Foundation, we thank you and hope to see you Tuesday, June 5th.
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
We welcome you back as we're getting you ready for baseball on this edition of Down in the Dugout on 570 KLAC. This is your Angels pregame show, and we had some very positive responses last year from a very special segment. It's our segment entitled Coach's Corner, and it returns in the year 2001, and we start with pitching. And the best part about this segment is you are learning not just from a coach, but from a Major League Baseball coach, and we're joined by Angels pitching coach Bud Black, and we're going to start with the very, very basics of pitching on this weekend. And, Buddy, let me first ask you about becoming a young pitcher. How does a parent know if their youngster, their young baseball player, is a pitcher? Is it a prerequisite that they must have a good arm to be a pitcher?
Well, I don't think it is a prerequisite. I think that every young player should get an opportunity to pitch if they want to, if we're talking at the Little League level. In time, I think coaches and players both will come to see who should be on the mound and who shouldn't. But at younger stages, I think everybody should be given an opportunity to pitch if they want to.
How do you strengthen your arm? I remember when I was younger, I'm sure it's the same for you. You threw all the time, whether it was, playing pickle out in the front yard, playing catch with your dad or your friends. It seems to have changed a little bit these days where there are more options for children. Do you still think the old-fashioned way to strengthen your arm for young kids is the best? Just throw the baseball as much as you can?
Absolutely. I think, we talk about it quite often. My generation of player, with, Mike, our manager, and the coaches, we came from an era where we played baseball a lot. Like you said, we played in the backyard, we played out in the street, we played in the driveway. So we were consistently throwing the ball on a daily basis, during the summer. And I don't see that as much anymore because of the options that kids have these days. But, the best strength builder for the arm is actual throwing, the sport-specific movement of throwing a ball. And I'm a big advocate of, the longer you throw, duration, time, and also how far you throw the ball is a great strength builder. So not only playing catch from a short distance is helpful, but I think it's even more helpful to back your partner back. Throw the ball as far as you can. That is a true test of arm strength, and that's how you build your arm, throwing the ball a long way.
How does a player, and especially a pitcher, know where their arm angle is? Because we look around the big leagues, even in high school, you see guys that throw from submarine, you see guys that throw the old-fashioned way, I like to say, it's straight over the top. Is there a way in your mind to find that comfort zone?
Well, I think everybody has a natural throwing motion, whether it's sidearm or, overhand, over the top, as they say. I think ideally for a young player, youth baseball, going back to Little League again, I think it is advantageous for that player to throw the ball with an overhand motion, where the elbow is above the shoulder, the hand is in the air. I think that is from an injury standpoint, the most conducive to keeping a sound arm. And I still think it's the best way to throw. I think you can create the most velocity that way, and you have the ability to develop more pitches from that arm angle. So young players and coaches get those players and pitchers to get their arm up, as they say.
We're talking with Bud Black. This is Coach's Corner on Angels Clubhouse. And Bud, I think the big question everyone wants to know when they have younger pitchers, and sometimes it even gets into the high school ages, is how should I grip the baseball? How should I grip the fastball? And we talk in the big leagues about the 2 and the 4-seamer. Would you recommend most folks start out throwing that 4-seam straight fastball?
That's what I would recommend. I think that not only aid you as a pitcher, but, hopefully in youth programs, players will be moving around the diamond, whether in the outfield or infield or on the mound. So the 4-seam grip is most conducive to more velocity, keeping the ball straighter, getting better backspin on the ball to keep a truer throw, and it is still, for me, the best way to grip the ball.
In your mind, and we'll talk in our next segment later on in the season about how to throw a breaking ball, but in your mind, what is the correct age at which to start throwing a breaking ball?
Well, I'm not naive enough to think that nobody's throwing curveballs and trying to spin the ball in Little League. It happens. I did it. But I was fortunate enough to have good coaches that sort of taught me how to spin the ball properly. We'll talk about this later, I'm sure, in another segment, but I think the key is to be educated enough to know what type of spin that you create on the ball and how that affects your arm. There is a proper way to throw a curveball. I think that you can start, maybe in the early teens to start throwing one. I know that kids a little younger probably try to spin the ball. I don't think they can probably do a whole lot of damage on their arm because they're not real strong. They're probably not generating enough torque and force on their elbow and shoulder at that age. But when a pitcher gets to be a little older and a little stronger, the high school age, if he's not throwing the breaking ball correctly, it can cause some damage.
Then the changeup. Obviously, even myself pitching professionally in the minor leagues, I never threw a changeup, but I wish I had looking back. Do you see that for a young pitcher as a very important pitch to learn?
Well, I think it will help his ability to learn how to pitch and to see the benefits of changing speeds. Because basically what pitching is, what you want to try to do as a pitcher is to disrupt the timing of the hitter. Don't let the hitter get comfortable at certain speeds of the ball or certain breaks of the pitch. The changeup is the best way to disrupt the hitter's timing. And along with that, the changeup comes into play, and the earlier a pitcher can understand the concept of changing speeds, he'll be better off in the long run.
We're talking with Bud Black. This is Coach's Corner on Angels Clubhouse, learning how to pitch. Simple mechanics. And what I mean by that is just a turn, step back, turn, lift, and go to the plate. For young pitchers, how important is that?
Well, I think there are basic fundamentals that every pitcher should have, and you see it at the major league level. Not everybody doesn't look the same, but each pitcher gets to certain positions at certain times in their delivery. First of all, it's tough to get too technical over the radio, but it's going back to where your arm is. I think it's very important to have your elbow above your shoulder and your hand in a solid L position. That's extremely important. I think, there's the point to, hear about the balance point and gathering yourself over the rubber. That is important. And that leads you into, accelerating the arm and throwing the ball down through the catcher and finishing off your pitch over your front knee and getting out over your front side. So, every pitcher at the big league level, and you'll find that most accomplished pitchers, as they're growing up through, younger stages through high school and college, get to certain positions. They look, like I said previously, a pitcher might look different in the way he initiates his motion or certain times during the delivery, but the way you separate your hands and guys balance over the rubber and the finish is all pretty much standard.
There's one word you said twice, and I think in radio we can use that word, and that's balance. I think when you watch all pitchers, I can remember watching earlier in the season in spring training, even seeing Ramon Ortiz at times from the stretch having that body come out in front. For young pitchers, isn't that really the key, to be able to be balanced at many points so that your body doesn't just run off and leave the arm behind?
Exactly. I mean, pitching is, and we talk about it, and I talk about it with our pitchers, pitching is an athletic movement. There is rhythm and tempo and timing involved, and you do have to have a great sense of balance. You do have to have body control, and it's important to understand that it is an athletic, aggressive movement to throw a ball. And balance and rhythm and tempo and being under control are huge factors in developing a sound delivery.
That was pitching coach Bud Black. Next time when we have a conversation, we'll shoot for next month. We'll talk about how to throw these pitches. We'll also talk about where to go in the weight room, visualization, and fielding your position. You have to be able to field it as well if you're out there on the mound. Thank you very much, buddy, and we'll do it again soon.
Darren, I always enjoy talking to you about pitching.
Well, there you have it, our first installment of Coach's Corner. That was pitching coach Bud Black. And again, a special word of thanks to him. We'll have so much more on Down in the Dugout as we roll on here. Baseball not too long from now, right here on 570 KLAC.
Attention Angels fans, who says you can't always get what you want? The Anaheim Angels 21-game mini plan gives you the power to pick the 21 games you want to see at an affordable price. Choice sightlines, playoff ticket options, and great savings make the Angels 21-game mini plan too good to pass up. For more information or to reserve your seats, call 1-888-796-HALO. That's 1-888-796-HALO and ask for the Angels 21-game mini plan today.
Hello, my name is Andrew Shevin, and pretty soon I'll be your pilot. The plane I'll be flying weighs 833,000 pounds and travels at speeds close to 600 miles an hour. Over 400 passengers will put their lives in my hands, along with a couple of thousand people whose homes and families happen to be in my flight path. I guess now would be a good time to discuss my education while I'm still in elementary school, unless you think it's something that can wait.
What a child learns today could have a major effect tomorrow, not just on him or her, but on the rest of the world, your world. The Education Excellence Partnership believes higher academic standards are good for everybody because smarter kids make smarter adults.
For a free booklet, call 1-800-38-BE-SMART or visit our website, www.edex.org. A message from the Ad Council.
Be a part of exciting 2001 Angels action and reserve your season seats today. Guaranteed seating, VIP card, exclusive Meet the Team autograph session, behind-the-scenes ballpark tours, reserved parking opportunities, priority playoff ticket options, and incredible savings over game day ticket prices. Savings are valued at 30 free games and are available to Angels season ticket holders. Call 1-888-796-HALO now to secure the best seating available.
570 KLAC.
Welcome back to the ballpark as we continue getting you ready for baseball on our pregame show. It's good to be back on KLAC, isn't it, to do the show down in the dugout. And as we always do on Down in the Dugout, it's time for the Lexus Relentless Pursuit of Excellence play of the game. It came in the fourth inning. It gave the Angels the lead to stay, and Benji Molina isn't a rookie anymore. The 1-2. Ground ball toward the hole. Base hit into left field. One run is in. Here comes the second. The throw to the plate is not in time. It gets away from Hernandez. And on his way to third is Spezio. To second is Molina. And the Angels have taken a 2-1 lead. Young Benji Molina comes up with a huge two-strike, two-out base hit. That was our Lexus Relentless Pursuit of Excellence play of the game. And that was a nice play of the game, wasn't it? A very key play of the game for the Angels. But I might say that the key play of the game came in the bottom of the seventh inning. You see, the A's were looking to get a rally started. They were trailing 5-4. It was a key time for them against Mike Holtz. And then, of course, Hasegawa and Percival would follow. But there was one problem. You see, there was a 10-foot can of Pringles. There was a roll of Bounty that was about 6 feet tall. And the Snuggle toilet paper bear just delayed the game. Here's the play of the game.
Terrence Long will lead things off. We have a delay in the action. The fans are booing the giant can of Pringles because he will not leave the field. Excuse me, please leave the field. The giant can of Pringles is walking in circles right now. It has no idea where it is, and Mike Holtz. Now look at Scott Higgins. He is really upset, the home plate umpire. Get off the field, please.
I agree with him. Scott Higgins is almost toward... Now the bear is wanting to walk behind home plate. There's a bear, too.
This is amazing. By the way, folks, we have a ball game going on here. It's a pretty good one if you want to watch it. Now they have finally taken the can of Pringles and the roll of Bounty off the field. Got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Who let them on the field? What, do they leap over security?
Oh, my gosh.
Look at the bear. It's got the A's hat on sideways.
That really was the play of the game. The giant can of Pringles on the field. Oh, my goodness. Sick sense of humor we all have when we do this game on a daily basis. That delayed the game literally for 2 or 3 minutes because they went onto the field. They thought they were doing the right thing. Art Howe was maddest of anyone, and it was such a key time for the A's. They were struggling to get back in the game, but the can of Pringles, the Snuggle toilet paper bear, and the roll of Bounty all delayed baseball. A quick look at the scoreboard on this Saturday. Games underway. 9th inning, Baltimore and Cleveland tied at 2 apiece. 6th inning, Toronto leads the Yankees 3-0. 5th inning, it's KC 4, Minnesota 1. Also in the 5th inning, Detroit leads the White Sox by a score of 5-2. National League, Chicago leads Philadelphia 7-4 in the 7th. In the 5th inning, Milwaukee shutting out Cincinnati 3-0. Also in the 5th inning, Montreal 3, the Mets nothing. 3rd inning, scoreless ball game, Pittsburgh and Houston. San Diego and Colorado, 2nd inning in a scoreless ball game. That's good stuff. We'll have more right after this as we continue. This is Down in the Dugout from Oakland, your Angels pregame show. You know where you are, 570 KLAC.
Mom, what is it, Christopher? I'm scared. Oh, there's nothing to be scared of. We have a certified pre-owned Lexus. Huh? Listen, sweetie, owning a certified pre-owned Lexus feels like owning a new Lexus. It comes with a 3-year, 100,000 total vehicle mile warranty. And those 3 years start when we get the car. Plus, every certified pre-owned Lexus comes with the kind of low finance rates you only expect to get on new cars. Now get some sleep.
Dad! Hey, champ, what's going on?
Mom keeps was talking about the car, the warranty, and the interest rates, and that's not what's scaring me.
Ah, Christopher, please. In the unlikely event that the Lexus dealer needs to keep our certified pre-owned Lexus for repairs, we get a complimentary loaner.
A complimentary loaner? Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Thanks, Dad. Good night.
Good night.
For peace of mind, there's nothing like a certified pre-owned Lexus. And there's only one place to test drive one, your Southern California Lexus dealer. Or visit us at LexusCPO.com.
See your participating Lexus dealer for details about the certified pre-owned program and roadside assistance. Service loaner cars available on warrantable repairs only.
You can make believe the kids you know won't get involved in crime.
Hey, yo, man, hook me up.
You can make believe the kids you know won't do drugs. You can even make believe a kid you know won't die from violence. And that's just what it is. Make believe. What you can do is get the message. Less crime is no accident. Programs like after-school activities, job training, and drug counseling are working to keep kids away from crime and crime away from kids. But they won't work without support from you and your community. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT today and stop making believe. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and find out how you and your community can help take a bite out of crime. A public service message from McGruff, the Crime Prevention Coalition of America, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Ad Council.
570 KLAC.
This is the final segment of Down in the Dugout, your 570 KLAC Angels pregame show. Now, we want to remind you, we've started to get the emails heating up, haven't we, DC? Getting more and more. Here's what we're looking for. First of all, here's the email address, angelsradio2k1. Angelsradio2k1, as in 2001, at hotmail.com. Here's what you do. Email us a question that you would like to ask a player. We will take it down there with your name in tow and your question. We will get an answer to that question. We will bring it back up, and we'll air a segment about twice a month with your questions being answered. And we're starting to get a good response. The best question of the month gets something. Do you have anything that you put together to give everyone? Nothing? You have nothing yet. Okay, so we're going to have to hit up the station. No, we have to hit up the stations. We're not going to give them hotel soap. That's not a real good prize. Last year we gave away good things, Dave & Buster's gift certificates. So we'll hit the station up. We'll have a prize to give away if you have the best question of the month. And we'll do that, of course, at the end of this month. But that segment's going to be airing next week. Today's game, obviously, a fun to watch because Steve Green makes his major league debut for the Angels. The Halos off to a 2-2 start. He will be opposed by one heck of a pitcher, Tim Hudson. Hudson last year won 20 ball games. The A's, by the way, are off to a 1-3 start. Green really seems to be soaking it all up and excited just to be in the big leagues. Last night he arrived. He took the whole situation in, charted the game, realizes what it's all about. He has good stuff. He's out of Canada. That should be fun. Stay with us for Angels warm-up for another half hour. We're going to have a sports roundtable discussion today. That should be some good stuff. And also we'll hear from Matt Wise. What an effort by the Southern California native that he put together last night. So join Mario and Pemba and myself. Angels warm-up is next. That was Down in the Dugout. Until next time, this is Darren Sutton, 570 KLAC.
Want bragging rights to the best birthday bash around? Your party can be the special guest of the Angels at your very own game day birthday bash during an Angels home game. Everyone in your party will receive a field box ticket, an Angels souvenir foam finger, $6 in Angels food vouchers, and $4 in interactive tokens at the Pepsi Perfect Game Pavilion. Plus, the birthday boy or girl will receive an official Angels cap. For more information or to reserve your party, call 714-940-2074 today.
For some people, not too far from where you live, the family car is also the family home.
Mommy, do we have to sleep in the car again?
For some elderly in our community, one bowl of cereal is considered breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For those people who have to deal with the harsh realities of life, there is help, there is hope, there is Volunteers of America. Volunteers of America has been rebuilding lives and restoring hope to people in need in communities across the country for more than 100 years, providing services for children and youth, the elderly, the homeless, families, and many others. We serve the emotional, physical, and spiritual needs of more than 1.5 million people a year. Volunteers of America. There are no limits to caring. You can help. Call 1-800-899-0089 or visit us online at www.voa.org.
This is Angels Warm-Up, an in-depth look at today's game, an interview from the field, and a complete look at the scoreboard. Now, let's go out to the ballpark and join the voices of your Angels, Mario Mpemba and Darren Sutton.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Network Associates Coliseum. Today from Oakland, it's the middle game in this three-game weekend series between the Anaheim Angels and the Oakland Athletics. Hi again, everyone. Mario Mpemba, glad to have you with us today, along with Darren Sutton. Darren Chan is our producer-engineer. It is a very cool but mostly clear day here in Oakland today as the Angels go for their third consecutive victory. We've only played 4 games this season, but last night's 5-4 win was easily the most exciting game of this young campaign for the Halos. The Angels putting together some timely hitting, some clutch work out of the bullpen as well, and a fine outing from starter Matt Wise, who threw 6 innings with no walks and a career-high 7 strikeouts as the Angels ran their record to 2-2. And with all the hoopla surrounding opening day in Oakland here yesterday, Matt says the early offense helped him settle down a bit.
Probably the best thing that happened was we scored a couple runs early, and it gave me a little breathing room. And I know our defense is going to play well behind me if I just throw strikes and keep them on their toes. And the offense was there, and so that's probably the biggest key to helping me lock in.
And part of that offense was catcher Benji Molina, who finished with a couple of hits and 3 big RBIs for the Halos. So from one young pitcher, we go to another today as we turn our attention to rookie right-hander Steve Green, who makes his big league debut. He was called up from Salt Lake City yesterday to start for the injured Ismael Valdez. Green tells us getting mentally ready for his debut is a challenge, but he's gotten a lot of advice.
Yes, I think it'll be a pretty tough thing to say, but from what I've been talking with a few guys already, and they pretty much say, don't change anything. You got up here because whatever you were doing, so don't try to do too much and stay within yourself.
So Steve Green definitely will try and stay within himself today against a very tough Oakland lineup. He is a 19-game winner in 3 minor league seasons for the Halos. Last year, he was 7-8 with Erie and Edmonton in 21 starts. Steve Green is 6'2", 195 out of Quebec. He is just 23 years of age. This will be his big league debut today. It's a tall order because he will face Tim Hudson. Hudson last year a 20-game winner with the Athletics in 32 starts. This will be his second start of the 2001 campaign. Well, we're glad to have you with us today. When we come back, it's our Saturday Writers Report. Darren will talk with Andy Baggerly of the Riverside Press Enterprise and Joe Hawkinson of the San Gabriel Valley Tribune as we get you ready for baseball. The Angels and the A's coming up at the top of the hour. Stay tuned. Angels warm-up continues right here on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're safe at home with Edison Security. Edison Security is one of the nation's top-ranked home security providers. And for more than 30 years, Edison Security has provided peace of mind to thousands of homes and businesses throughout the United States. Edison Security is a full-service protection company providing fast alarm response and 24-hour monitoring. Call the security experts at Edison Security today. They'll evaluate the security requirements of your home or your business and customize a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Call Edison Security toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY. That's 1-877-SECURITY. Security. Quality Toyota is out to be the #1 selling Toyota dealer in Southern California with great Toyota products like the full-size SUV Sequoia and mid-size SUV Highlander and the all-new exciting Tacoma Double Cab. Don't forget about the #1 selling car in America for 4 years running, the 2001 Camry. Come visit them at Quality Toyota or call at 909-734-6020 or visit on the web at qualitytoyota.com.
My dad just got a new sports car, and man, it hauls. He's out of town all week, so I'm going to show it off a little. I mean, why not? I love that everyone's looking. Guys just stare. They know it's not mine, but who's driving it? Anyway, pretty soon I'm going to total it when I slam into you. When my dad finds out, he's going to kill me. If you're not wearing a seatbelt, I'm going to kill you.
No one knows when a crash is coming, so don't get caught without a safety belt. Buckle up. A message from the Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
570 KLAC.
Angels warm-up rolls on as we're getting you ready for baseball. It's time for our Saturday Riders Report right here on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network. Joe Hawkinson of the San Gabriel Valley Tribune, Andrew Baggerly of the Riverside Press Enterprise. I got the papers correct. That was my big step I wanted to get through. Joe, let me start with you. I'd like to talk about in a year when everyone's going to be talking about labor, what you got. I know you guys had a chance to see Bud Selig in spring training. And let me start with you on what type of an atmosphere you think this whole labor negotiation is going to bring about.
Well, on the field, talking with players, talking with managers, coaches, it's not even an issue. I mean, obviously, it becomes an issue once you get off the field and deal with lawyers and that kind of thing. But I think on the field, people go about their business and do what they got to do, and they can only do what they can do, which is play the game. So outside of in the clubhouse and on the field, it's not an issue.
Not an issue. How about you? What do you think? Well, let me change the question. What do you think is going to happen, Andy?
Well, sources have told me that there's no way Bud Selig's going to let the labor lockout or strike or anything affect next season because he's got the All-Star game at Miller Park and he doesn't want anything to go wrong with that. But seriously, I think that even though these guys have butted heads quite a bit over the years, they do realize that it took a lot of magic in '98 between Sammy and Mark to fix what happened. Baseball is still to an extent recovering from its last strike, and I think they've got to realize that they can't let it happen again.
Joe, aren't we at a point, too, where the players finally seem to get it? And what I mean by that is the pie is so huge. It's never been so big. They're getting their fair share. Aren't we somewhat at the point where you think there'll be a little more give and take on the labor?
Well, you would hope so. On the other hand, the owners might see that as weakness in the union, and breaking the union, I would think, is one of their top priorities. So you wonder how strongly they feel about, pushing this thing and risking, allowing what happened in '94 again. So there's kind of a fine line there between, solidarity and also realizing that there's, it's $1 billion business. You should be able to figure out a way to split it up.
Yeah, it's very big business, and we look around at all the salaries that are going a little bit crazy, and Alex Rodriguez's salary is always going to be a benchmark. Everyone points to that. But let's stop talking about that, and let's talk about baseball. Andy, I want to get your opinion on spending an entire year with Mike Scioscia last year as a manager, a rookie manager. But did you see him as a rookie manager as you watched him mainly deal with you guys, because he seemed to handle it very well?
Well, and, we asked him all year long what was the most difficult thing, and he would point to us and say it's dealing with the media every day. And reporters who dealt with Mike as a catcher and during his playing days will tell you that he was always there, willing to answer every question after games. He was always very accommodating and accessible, and he's one of the more approachable guys in Major League Baseball. And did he seem like a rookie manager last year? Probably not, because he wasn't in his mind. He knew he had the experience at the minor league level and as a Major League bench coach, and he was confident the whole way and kept his chin up, and he never looked like a rookie manager because I don't think he really felt that he was.
This is our Riders Report on Angels warm-up. Andy Baggerly, Riverside Press Enterprise, Joe Hawkinson of the San Gabriel Valley Tribune. Joe, it always seemed like the one thing that he wouldn't waver in, Mike Scioscia, we're talking about, is loyalty to his players.
Yeah, I think that's something he learned, growing up in the Dodger organization. No matter what the circumstances or the situation, he supports his players. He rarely criticizes them, and even if there is like a hint of any criticism, then at that point there's something seriously wrong, because he's so positive. And I think his philosophy is to continue to preach that optimism and positiveness over time, which pays off in the long run.
Joe, who's the toughest player you've had to deal with ever covering this game? And I don't mean rude to your face, blow you off, because you don't really deal with those guys. You walk away and you can't really talk to them. Who did you find that you couldn't really gauge their moods, and maybe they were a good interview, but they were just difficult to get through to?
Boy, you should have given me some time to think about that one. Well, initially, you said guys that blow you off. I mean, there are people like Albert Bell that you would go up and say, and politely say, do you have a minute? And you try to, as a reporter too, when's a good time and when isn't a good time. You're not going to go up to anybody, 5 minutes before they got to go stretch or go hit or do something. But somebody like Albert Bell, he was, I hate to be so negative about anybody, but he would literally ignore you. A lot of people, I tried to talk to Ivan Rodriguez just a couple of days ago, and when he turned me down for an interview, he said, I got to mentally prepare for the game. He looked me in the eye, and he was polite about it, and I can respect that. But somebody like Albert Bell turns around and literally turns his back on me, and it's like, yeah, it's hard to understand sometimes, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But most players are not like that, so he's the exception.
Well, the exception and not missed around Major League Baseball. You have a thought on that?
I was just going to say, you were asking about players whose moods are unpredictable, and I got to think Tony Phillips is at the top of that list. He was usually a pretty good quote, but he could also be pretty volatile. He was an interesting guy for sure.
Let me ask you, Andy, as we look at this Western Division, Seattle's off to a good start, obviously, but I almost find myself thinking that every team within the interdivision play is just going to beat each other up, and the teams will all be 500 at the end of this month. Do you see it that way, or do you see one team that can really establish themselves in April?
You know, I really do see it that way, and no one's really talking about it, but it's going to affect the wild card standings. I mean, if you're a team like Cleveland and you lose to Chicago by a couple games, you've gotten all those games against Minnesota and Detroit, and Kansas City might be a pretty decent team, but you know, they're not going to win 90 games this year. You know, and on the other side of the coin, you've got a team like the Angels, who might finish second, or the A's might finish second to Seattle, or Seattle might finish second to the A's, and that team is going to have to play 58, 59 games against, you know, playoff caliber teams. And so, you know, when you look at how it balances out, the wild card isn't really an equal playing field anymore.
Yeah, if you're at a weak division, absolutely. You get punished for playing in a better, more balanced division. Let's switch gears, Joe, and go to the strike zone. It seemed like in spring training umpires were following the rules. What have you heard as we're about a week into the regular season about the strike zone?
Well, there hasn't really been a whole lot of you know, adjustments needed to be made, but and I think, you know, I don't think there's really going to be a whole lot of change going on, because, like so many people have said, you know, the pitchers that really are going to benefit the most are the Randy Johnsons and the Roger Clemens, the guys who throw, you know, 95 miles an hour. Other pitchers don't want to go up there. You know, if you throw up in that zone, you know, in the high 80s, guys are going to hit it out of the park. So it's really mistake pitches that will benefit the hitters in that situation. But for the most part, pitchers don't want to go up there.
Andy, in the decade of the long ball in which offense has taken over this game, do you believe, as you watch this game and you watch fans respond to this game, that they want fewer runs, pitching duels, more like we had last night? Or do you really think this game benefits from offense, and more offense?
You know, it's hard to say. I guess there are two different types of fans. You know, that might be an easy way around your question, but you know, the casual fan who might come to the park maybe once or twice a year probably wants to see a lot of offense. But if you're someone who's a season ticket holder, I would think that maybe one of those 3-2 pitching games would appeal to you. I mean, we saw a great game last night. A lot of pitchers getting out of bases-loaded situations, one-run game. You know, when a runner in scoring position actually means something, and I think that tends to mean more, obviously, in a lower-run game. And so that's the game I prefer. Not only that, but they're quicker.
Yeah, absolutely, more fun to watch. Joe, how much will the Angels miss Mo Vaughn this year?
Well, they'll miss him in the clubhouse, and obviously the numbers that he puts up, you know, 36 home runs, 117 RBIs last year will be missed. But on the other hand, they're a better team defensively without him. And in a way, I think Mike Scioscia likes having a little more options offensively in the lineup. He really is a guy that, you know, has preached trying to find ways to manufacture runs, and, you know, with guys like Joyner or Spezio or Palmeiro hitting in the 2 spot, it allows them to be that more of that kind of offense. Also, Mo sometimes, you know, for as good as he is, he could bog down the base paths at times.
Joe, Andy, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you joining us. The only thing I wish is that we could have had Albert Bell and Tony Phillips to join us as well.
Next time.
Thanks, Darren.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. That was our Writers Report. We'll do it every Saturday. That was good stuff. And when we come back, we'll take a look deep inside of our starting pitching matchup. We're getting you ready for the A's and the Angels on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Boring, dull, average. Are there uglier words in the English language? And yet, to judge by the majority of cars, a sort of tedious monotony is the epitome of performance and design. Fortunately, there is another option, the Jaguar S-Type.
Already considered a modern classic, the S-Type's luxurious interior and unique silhouette are anything but typical. Combine that with a 240 horsepower AJ-V6 or available 281 horsepower AJ-V8 engine, and you have a car so exhilarating it borders on the illicit. And right now, the lease and financing options are rather exciting as well. So visit your Southern California Jaguar dealer today for a test drive. But be forewarned, driving home in anything but the new S-Type may prove to be a letdown of almost unbearable proportions. Jaguar, the art of performance.
Majestic Athletic is proud to be an authentic on-field outfitter of the Anaheim Angels. Visit the Angels team store at Edison Field or MLB.com for all of your Majestic Athletic Angel merchandise. Pick up the same jackets you see the players wearing or prepare for hot summer days with an Angels batting practice jersey or workout t-shirt from Majestic Athletic. The Angels team store also carries a full selection of Angels replica jerseys for everyone in your family. Angels Athletic Collection apparel by Majestic Athletic at the Angels team store. How close to the game are you?
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
Welcome back to the ballpark. As we do prior to every Angels game on radio, it's time to take a look deep inside of our starting pitching matchup. We start on the mound with the 25-year-old right-hander on the mound for the A's out of Columbus, Georgia, now makes his home in Auburn, Alabama. A sixth-round selection in the 1997 draft. His name is Tim Hudson. And Hudson, last year, 20 wins and 6 losses. Then he finished second to Pedro Martinez in the Cy Young Award voting. That's almost like finishing first because Pedro wins the award every year. To go along with that 20-6 record of 4.14 ERA. Combined in 99 and 2000 in the big leagues, Tim Hudson is 31-8. You heard correctly. With a 3.77 ERA. Against the Angels, he is 3-1 in 4 starts with a 5.68 earned run average. The scouting report on Hudson: fastball 88-91 that sinks hard and quick. Slider that goes along with that pitch, an occasionally thrown changeup, and his strikeout pitch is the split-fingered fastball. He really was tipping his pitches early in the year 2000. They got him a bigger glove. He could bury that split-fingered fastball inside of that glove. But Tim Hudson, I mean, we can talk about the numbers, but for $250,000 last year, he was far and away the best bargain in all of baseball. If he does have a weakness, it's if the Angels get a runner on base, they can swipe that extra bag. Last year, stolen base attempts against him, 24 of 27 were successful. Tim Hudson, he's one heck of a pitcher, and it's going to be fun to watch him pitch today. He is opposed by a man who's making his major league debut, 23-year-old right-hander, just outside of Montreal, Quebec in Canada. The Angels' 10th round selection in 1997. His name is Steve Green. Green last year, pitching in Double-A Erie, 7-4, a 3.40 ERA. Played a little bit of baseball in Canada as he was younger, but then came to Kansas to play junior college baseball, Fort Scott Community College. And I asked Green, how about that move from Canada to Kansas?
Oh, it was a huge transition. Going to just the country music to the rodeo we got at school, and never heard of that before. And the whole language too was big too. Food was a lot different, and just sitting in class. And first couple months, I had no idea what's going on in class. Just sit there for a couple hours and then go to lunch. That was pretty tough.
The simple question that I know you're already asking in your mind is, why is he not skating right now with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks? Why is he not a hockey player? Well, it really all comes down to the old shut-eye.
I used to play hockey a little bit. Didn't like the get up early stuff, so I kind of switched around to baseball and get my sleep at night. And so, yeah, I've been playing baseball since I'm 4. I still play hockey a little bit just with my friends for fun, nothing big, just try to get in shape playing hockey a little bit.
Yeah, we won't tell
Steve
anyone around here that you beat.
Steve Green gets the opportunity as the call-up today, and he really, really is excited to get this chance. And I asked him what it was like when he heard he was coming to the big leagues and how it all went down.
We welcome you back to Angels.
So Green obviously is battling through these things and trying to make his way to the big leagues. When you talk to Green about his scouting report, on the mound, you know that this is a man that, since he is considered a prospect, he really must have good stuff. Well, he tells us about his scouting report.
Pretty much I'll use my fastball a lot. It's just a sinker, and I'll try to work ahead, try to keep the pitch count down, so I don't usually strike a lot of people out or don't walk anybody out. I'm just trying to get some ground balls and make the guys behind me makes a few plays.
We know he has a fastball. We know it's a good sinking fastball, but what else goes along with that? What are his other pitches? Green tells us.
With my fastball, I got a changeup and a curveball that I'm going to use. Pretty much, I'll use a changeup, either even count, a hidden count. Same for curveballs. If that, I'll use my fastball pretty much like 70 to 80% of the time.
No. In his minor league career, Green 19-21, and last year when he was called up from AA to AAA Edmonton, he was 0-4 with a 7.29 ERA. 1999 really was his breakout year in Lake Elsinore. 7-6 with a 3.95 ERA. He had 4 shutouts to lead the California League. And then when he was called up to Erie, 3-1, a 3.32 ERA. He totaled 5 complete games in 99 and 25 starts. His name is Steve Green. He makes his Major League debut this afternoon. He is opposed by Tim Hudson. That's a look deep inside of our starting pitching matchup. We'll have more as we roll on right here. Angels warm-up from Network Associates Coliseum in Oakland, right here on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
The Anaheim Angels are proud to introduce the Sunday Fun Pack, presented by K-Big 104.3 FM and OC Family Magazine. The Angels Sunday Fun Pack includes 4 Upper View tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 small soft drinks, and $8 in Pepsi Perfect game tokens, all for just $39, a savings of $28. Look for coupons redeemable at the Edison Field box office, in OC Family Magazine, your local paper, kbig104.com, or angelsbaseball.com. For more information, visit angelsbaseball.com. Anaheim Angels, it's about baseball.
You know, having my son Christopher is one of the best things that ever happened to me. Watching him grow up, changing from a baby to a little boy. Every day it's something new, which makes his asthma, well, there's just nothing harder than seeing this little person that you love so much, just watching him fight for every breath. I'm telling you, I've spent more nights than I care to remember sitting in those hard plastic chairs at the emergency room. And I'm not alone. Lots of other mothers and fathers know exactly how terrifying this can be. The American Lung Association is fighting to help kids like my Christopher stay out of the emergency room and in school where they belong. The Lung Association is working to find a cure for asthma. Until they do, they are helping millions of children with asthma and their families learn to lead healthy lives. Join me in the fight. Don't let asthma rob another childhood.
Call the American Lung Association at 1-800-LUNG-USA to help those with lung disease such as asthma. Or visit lungusa.org. When you can't breathe, nothing else matters.
570 KLAC.
Welcome back to Network Associates Coliseum. Along with Mario and Pemba, I'm Darren Sutton. Our producer-engineer is Darren Shannon. We're getting you ready for baseball on Angels warm-up. But we're sure glad you're with us. We hope that if you're battling the rain in Southern California, that you're just finding a place to get the ball game on, get something warm to drink to keep you warm, and enjoy baseball today. Maybe while you watch the Masters on television. That's not a bad idea as well. I think right now it's time to take a look at our scoreboard. It's brought to you by AT&T. As part of our ongoing commitment to wireless safety, AT&T reminds you to pull off the road when it's safe to do so, and do so before making or taking calls in the car. Wireless from AT&T. Please arrive safely. Taking a look at the American League scoreboard, 10th inning, Baltimore and Cleveland, they're tied up at 2 apiece. In the 7th inning, Toronto leads the Yankees by a score of 3-0. Don't look now, folks. Toronto, with the win, will improve to 5-1. Kansas City leads Minnesota by a score of 4-2. That is in the 5th inning. Minnesota is undefeated coming into this ball game, 3-0. It's the White Sox trailing the Tigers 5-2 in the 7th inning. Later on today, it's Tampa Bay and Boston. It is Seattle and Texas. They battle tonight. In the National League, Chicago leads Philadelphia in the 8th inning, 7-4. Milwaukee in the 6th inning is on top of Cincinnati 3-0 at Miller Park. And Montreal is hammering the New York Mets 7-0. That ball game moves into the 7th inning now, or actually I should say the 5th inning. Pittsburgh and Houston in the 4th inning tied up at 2 apiece. Colorado leads San Diego by a score of 4-1. The Colorado Rockies, if they can win that game, will be off to a 4-1 start. Also, it's St. Louis and Arizona. Atlanta battling Florida tonight, and San Francisco goes head-to-head with Los Angeles. That's a look at our Major League Baseball scoreboard. It's brought to you by our good friends with AT&T Wireless. When we come back on this edition of Angels Warm-Up, we'll talk more about the Angels and more about the A's, and also take a look at our latest edition of News and Notes, thanks to our good friends at JCPenney. Angels Warm-Up rolls on from Network Associates Coliseum on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
My brother and I, serious baseball fans. From spring training to the fall classic, we eat, we drink, we breathe America's favorite pastime. But there's one thing we don't have in common. See, we live in different cities, and our teams are division rivals, which means we spend a lot of time on our wireless phones bragging about each good play.
Now your home calling area just got a little bigger. AT&T Regional Advantage Plan. No roaming within your multi-state home calling areas, and no domestic wireless long-distance charges across the U.S.
There's another home run now. This will be the 7th time I've called him this inning. Man, I love this game.
To find out more, visit your local AT&T store or call 1-800-IMAGINE. AT&T Wireless. Your world close at hand.
Annual contract required. Domestic calls only. Credit card calls excluded. Other restrictions apply.
Attention Angels fans, who says you can't always get what you want? The Anaheim Angels 21-game mini plan gives you the power to pick the 21 games you want to see at an affordable price. Choice sight lines, playoff ticket options, and great savings make the Angels 21-game mini plan too good to pass up. For more information or to reserve your seats, call 1-888-796-HALO. That's 1-888-796-HALO and ask for the Angels 21-game mini plan today.
570 KLAC.
Back at Network Associates Coliseum, and we're glad it's the final segment of Angels Warm-Up because we're just about ready to play baseball. If today's game is anything like last night's, it should be a great afternoon. Last night, the Angels winning by a score of 5-4. News and notes in this segment brought to you by JCPenney's. As always, we focus first on David Eckstein. He has a 4-game hitting streak to start the season. He is 6 for his first 14, and a reminder, he was a recipient of the Fred Haney Award for the outstanding rookie in spring training, but he continues to keep it going. Wally Joyner's in the lineup today. He homered in his last time in the lineup in Texas, the final game in that series. That marks his first home run as an Angel since September the 1st, 1991 at Milwaukee. Baseball is right around the corner. It is the Angels and the A's. Please join Mario and Pemba and me for all the exciting action. It's next on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
This has been Angels Warm-Up. Join us before every game for an in-depth look at the game, interviews, scores, and more. Now, stay tuned for exciting Anaheim Angels baseball coming up next.
JCPenney, simply for sports department, is your one-stop headquarters. Visit your nearest JCPenney for the hottest and latest looks in team and college apparel. From Starter, Nike, Champion, Logo Athletic, and more. JCPenney, simply for sports department, is also your headquarters for active sports apparel and footwear for your entire family, featuring names like Nike, Reebok, Fila, Adidas, and many others. Come in and shop for the hottest team apparel in their simply for sports department. Not in the mood to go home and cook for your family or even yourself? Here's the answer, Panda Express. Right now, the Panda chefs are walking up delicious creations like hypnotic orange-flavored chicken, tender beef and broccoli, and exotic spicy chicken with peanuts. Yummy, tasty sensations everyone in your family will love. Hot, fresh, and ready to put on the table. The Panda definitely makes any dinner a lot more fun. So stop by Panda Express, Chinese for delectable.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
Tied with Reggie Jackson for the single-season record. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit hard out to right center field. That could be it. He leaps. That ball is out of here.
Welcome to Anaheim Angels baseball.
There it goes. Deep to right. This ball game is over. Darren Erstad is the hero tonight.
This edition of Anaheim Angels baseball is brought to you by Adelphia, your link for everything. By Wiener Schnitzel, the official hot dog of the Anaheim Angels. By your friendly Southern California Dodge dealers. By Craig and Auto Parts, welcoming all fans who like to care for their own cars. Remember, you can do it. They're here to help. By Panda Express, Chinese for yummy. By AT&T Wireless from AT&T, your world close at hand. By Edison Security. Call toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY for more information. By Home Depot, by United Parcel Service, by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Buy or lease today. We make it easy. By the United Association of Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, Sprinkler Fitters, and Steam Fitters. And by Domino's Pizza. Get the door, it's Domino.
4 is 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out and beyond.
And now, let's head out to the ballpark and join Mario and Peppa and Darren Sutton.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Network Associates Coliseum. We are in Oakland today, and it's Game 2 in this 3-game weekend series featuring the Angels and the Oakland Athletics. Hi again, everyone. Mario and Pemba, glad to have you with us today, along with Darren Sutton. Darren Chan is our producer-engineer. It is a very, very chilly day today in Oakland. Nonetheless, we have Game 2 in this series, and the Angels are going for their 3rd straight win. They won that final game in Texas. They won it 5-4 last night, and today they will face a tough customer. Tim Hudson is on the mound for the Athletics. A 20-game winner last year, their first 20-game winner since 1990. And Steve Green, a rookie right-hander, will go for the Halos. Green is 6'2", 195 out of Quebec in Canada. And Green was called up just yesterday to fill in for Ismael Valdez, who was placed on the disabled list. He will get his first call today in an Angels uniform. The Halos, 2 wins, 2 defeats. And the Athletics, 1-3 to start the new season. We'll take our first time out. When we come back, Darren Sutton has the starting lineups for today's game. Angels and A's coming up on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
L-O-V-E, my D-O-D-G-E, D-R-U-C-K, D-I-F-F-E-R-E-S-T, Timber by Country Mile.
California loves Dodge Ram. From its available 305 horsepower Magnum V10 to its terrific towing and potent payloads to its bold big rig looks, Dodge Ram is so different you've got to love it.
Well, bing, bang, boom, ram, lam, lam. I'm a real truck man. Need a Dodge with lots of room. Need a Dodge that goes vroom.
And if all that room and vroom weren't enough, now there's even more to love about Ram. Because now you can get one with $1,000 to $2,000 cash allowance, depending on model. Just visit your California Dodge truck dealer and let the love begin.
Timber by Country Mile. Let's go! California, let's go! I love my Dodge. Let's go! California, let's go!
Adelphia Digital Cable beats satellite TV with a 3-point play. Point 1, selection. Adelphia Digital Cable is nothing but net. Choose from great networks like ESPN, Fox Sports, and Showtime, with local channels included. Point 2, value. With Adelphia, you can go to the hole without going into the hole. There's no pricey upfront contracts, no additional equipment to buy. Point 3, Adelphia's service. It's free 24/7. The bench warmers at your satellite company can't beat that. Take your best shot at great TV. Call Adelphia at 1-877-5-ADELPHIA.
At Cragen Auto Parts, we know that all true sports fans understand the importance of that special player who can really light it up, you know? The one who provides the spark that really gets the team going. Well, in your car's engine, that player could just be the Autolite Platinum Plug. Right now at Cragen, there's a 60-cent mail-in rebate that gets Autolite Platinum Plugs down to just $1.39 each. At that price, you can afford to replace the whole team. So drive on down to Cragen and light it up with a new set of Autolite Platinum Plugs. Cragen, you can do it. We're here to help.
First time up, he did it right.
Yeah, he had a great training camp.
Perfect timing. He's not one of those guys that's breaking the team's budget.
Yeah, he's just like us.
Yeah, right. We're just a couple of union plumbers.
Hey, union plumbers are the best trained, just like him. So we do the job right the first time up. We do it on time, and we do it on budget.
Yeah, well, natural.
Right.
A tip from the United Association of Union Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and Sprinkler Fitters. Visit their website at ua.org.
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
Back at the ballpark here in Oakland, and it's time to take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Choose a special lease or low financing on any new 2001 Toyota. We make it easy for the visiting Anaheim Angels. Leading off in center field, Darren Erstad. Batting second, the designated hitter, Orlando Palmero. In the 3 slot, playing right field, Tim Salmon. Troy Gloss hits cleanup and plays third base. Batting 5th in left field, Garrett Anderson. In the 6th slot, playing first base this afternoon, Wally Joyner. Hitting in the 7 hole and doing the catching, George Fabregas, as the A's take the field. Batting 8th at second base is David Eckstein. And batting 9th, the shortstop, Jose Nieves. For the Angels, Erstad, Palmeiro, Salmon, Gloss, Anderson, Joyner, Fabregas, Eckstein, and Nieves. The starting lineup for the Oakland A's looks like this. Leading off in left field is Johnny Damon. Batting second, the second baseman, Jose Ortiz. In the 3 slot, the first baseman, the reigning most valuable player, Jason Giambi. Hitting cleanup, the designated hitter, Olmedo Sainz. Batting 5th, the third baseman, Eric Chavez. In the 6th slot, the shortstop, Miguel Tejada. Batting 7th in center field is Terrence Long. Hitting in the 8 hole, the right fielder is Jeremy Giambi. Batting 9th, doing the catching, Ramon Hernandez. For the A's, Damon, Ortiz, Giambi, Sainz, Chavez, Tejada, Long, Giambi, Jeremy Giambi, that is, and Hernandez. Our starting pitchers are brought to you by Craig and Auto Parts, who welcomes everyone to today's game. Ask our ASE Certified Parts Pro for help with your next do-it-yourself auto repair. Craig, and you can do it, and we are here to help. Right now, warming up on the mound for the Oakland Athletics, right-hander Tim Hudson. Hudson out of Auburn University was spectacular last year. He's been spectacular in the big leagues. He won 20 games last year, lost 6, had an ERA of 4.14. In a year and a half in the major leagues, Hudson is 31-8 with a 3.77 ERA. He will be opposed by a young man who is battling the butterflies right now. Steve Green, 23 years old, makes his major league debut. Green last year was 7-4 for Double-A Erie with a 3.40 ERA. It should be fun to watch. A big-time prospect for the Angels in Steve Green. Darren Erstad is just about ready to go as he strolls over from the on-deck circle. He's been there for about 10 minutes. Again, a very cool and cloudy day here in Oakland, but no better day to play baseball than today. And let's get it underway with all the play-by-play action from the Bay Area. Here's Mario.
All right, Darren, thanks very much. Erstad digs in, and we are set to go here this afternoon as Tim Hudson winds it up. And the first pitch of the ball game is a strike called in the outside corner, 0-1. 54 degrees here at game time. It is a very, very crisp afternoon here in the Bay Area. The Angels and the A's, game 2 in this 3-game series. They play Erstad to pull on the infield. Hudson kicks home the 0-1 pitch, and Erstad swings, chops it to short. Routine play there for Miguel Tejada, who throws him out. And Erstad is very quickly retired, 6-3. 1 up, 1 down. And here is the designated hitter today, Orlando Palmeiro, who gets an opportunity to play. The Angels, for the past couple of days, had Benji Gill batting in the 2 slot, but Palmeiro is inserted today as a designated hitter. Wally Joyner is at first, and Fabregas is catching, so a couple of changes in the Angels lineup here this afternoon. Hudson blowing on his right hand. It's a very cool day today, so he will try and keep that pitching hand warm. He is on the slab now, staring in against Palmeiro, who's 2 for 7 this year. Orlando digs in. Here's the pitch from Hudson down the middle, of strike 0-1. Randy Marsh is our home plate umpire today. Dan Morrison at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and Scott Higgins down at third. Hudson ready, the 0-1 pitch on the way. Palmeiro takes outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Oakland defenders line up with Terrence Long in center, Jeremy Giambi in right, and Johnny Damon out in left. Now the kick by Hudson to the 1-1 pitch. Palmeiro swings, little tap hit right back to the mound. Easy play. Hudson has it and throws him out. So a couple of ground balls to start this one, 2 up, 2 down, and Tim Salmon will dig in now. The rest of the Oakland defense, Eric Chavez down at third. Miguel Tejada, the shortstop. Jose Ortiz is on the right side at second base with Jason Giambi at first, and Ramon Hernandez catching, Tim Hudson pitching. Salmon 2 for 13 to start the new year. He had a home run in Texas, his first of the season, and he has only 1 RBI. Salmon taking his time digging in the box. A quick start for Hudson. Even stance right side. Outfield is straight up. Infield is very deep. The pitch. There's a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Hudson has come out dealing today. Tim Hudson, fastball in the upper 80s, lower 90s. His split finger pitch, though, is a very, very good pitch. Here's the windup by the right-hander. The 0-1 coming home, and Salmon swings and misses, and the count is 0-2. A little bit of a breeze blowing out toward left field. This stadium is enclosed. It has been enclosed for the past couple of years. They called it Mount Davis out there when they made this a football stadium, transforming it from a baseball venue. Here's the 0-2 pitch now. It's inside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They tell us that even though there is no rain at the start of this one, don't be surprised if it starts to sprinkle throughout the afternoon. And there certainly are a lot of clouds in the area, although much less threatening than it was yesterday when it was raining all day long and into the night and into the ball game. Here's the 1-2 from Hudson now. Salmon swings, grounds it foul back behind home plate. Well, what more can you say about Tim Hudson? 31-8 lifetime in the big leagues. And that encompasses 53 starts. He made his 54th earlier this year, got a no decision. He peers in over the glove. Hudson is listed at 6'1", 165. The 1-2 pitch missed inside. 2-2 the count.
One of the best sinkers in all of baseball, and that's saying something. We get a chance to see Scott Schoenweiss and Ramon Ortiz. Hudson's sinker is better than both of those pitchers. They call it the super sinker. Opponents hate it, and evident by that is the 2 ground balls already to start this ball game off.
Not bad for a guy that was too skinny to pitch in the big leagues. The 2-2 pitch on the way is strike 3 call. The high strike. Salmon is out of there, and what a start for Tim Hudson. The Halos go 1-2-3 in the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We played 1 half. No score from Oakland on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
I love baseball. The smell of the grass, the taste of the beer. Hey, even the long hot dog lines, especially the fans. There's nothing I like more than rooting for my club with thousands of other diehard baseball fanatics. But look around, this place is a ghost town. I know we're up 10-2 in the 8th, but it's not over till it's over, right? And I realize everyone just wants to beat the traffic. That's why I brought my wireless, internet-ready phone.
AT&T Digital PocketNet. Get free unlimited access to featured wireless websites on an internet-ready phone without using your calling plan minutes. So you can get directions, trade stocks, and check scores right from your seat.
You see, with access to the wireless internet, it's easy for me to find a shortcut out of the park. That way, I can see the last pitch and still get home in time for the post-game show.
Call 1-800-IMAGINE for your nearest AT&T store or authorized dealer. AT&T Wireless. Your world, close at hand.
Annual contract required. Domestic calls only. Credit card calls excluded. Other restrictions apply. Not available for purchase or use in all areas.
Be a part of exciting 2001 Angels action and reserve your season seats today. Guaranteed seating, VIP card, exclusive meet-the-team autograph session, behind-the-scenes ballpark tours, reserved parking opportunities, priority playoff ticket options, and incredible savings over game day ticket prices. Savings are valued at 30 free games and are available to Angels season ticket holders. Call 1-888-796-HALO now to secure the best seating available.
570 KLAC.
Scoreless ball game to this point. We go to the bottom half of the first, and right-hander Steve Green, 23 years old, out of Greenfield Park, Quebec in Canada. And the young Canadian making his big league debut. He has signaled to George Fabregas, that's it, one more, and let's throw it around the horn, and let's get this thing going. He will face Johnny Damon, Jose Ortiz, and Jason Giambi. And one can only think about the butterfly circling his stomach right now. He looks as calm can be, but I've got to imagine he is a little bit nervous. He's ready to go, though. Here's Johnny Damon to start things off. Green having a little bit of a meeting with himself behind the mound. Takes a deep breath and is probably telling himself at this point, this is what I've worked hard for. He's going to give it his best shot. Damon is only 2 for 15 to start the season. Green is listed at 6'2", 195, 23 years of age. Damon digs in. Here's the windup by Green. The first pitch is a little bit low, 1 ball and no strikes. Johnny Damon still in search of that first home run, first RBI of the year, stands deep in the box. Green's 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on and sliced foul down the left field line. 1-1 the count.
You never thought milestones would be so huge, but when you're making your first major league start, that first strike is one milestone. He's gotten there. Then you want to get to that next out or that first out, And you draw in a deep breath and you move forward.
Green looks in over the glove. Here's the 1-1. There's a ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, we saw Barry Zito in this ballpark last year make his debut against the Angels and got into some trouble, but eventually settled down and pitched a good game. There's a strike called on the inside corner. The count is 2-2 now on Johnny Damon.
Great movement on that pitch. It started right at Damon, and Green, who is a working man's Tim Hudson for now because he's just a rookie, has great movement on a pitch.
Now the kick by the right-hander. Here it is. Swinging a bouncing ball, hit to third, right at Troy Gloss. He has it, throws to first in time, and Steve Green gets his first out in the big leagues, and now he can breathe that sigh of relief. 1 away for Jose Ortiz.
I'll tell you this right now. We saw it in spring training because we did see him pitch very well in Arizona, but what we didn't have was a television monitor, and that makes sometimes all the difference in the world. I'm looking on the monitor and seeing a great deal of movement on his fastball.
And that's good news to start this one off. Here is Ortiz, the rookie second baseman. The outfield for the Angels is straight. Creeping in at third is Gloss, and Green deals a strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. The Angels defense features Erstad in center, Salmon in right, Anderson in left. No changes there. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that just missed, and the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was the curveball. He throws the sinking fastball, curveball, and a changeup, as he told us on the pregame show.
Now the wind by the right-hander, the 1-1, is a strike called on the inside corner, 1-2. Troy Gloss is at third. Jose Nieves, the shortstop. David Eckstein opens up at second base. What a start he has had of the year. And Wally Joyner down at first with Fabregas catching. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a bouncing ball, hit to second. Eckstein has it there, throws to first for the out, and 2 gone. So a couple of ground balls for Steve Green. He has settled in nicely now. 2 outs for Jason Giambi.
Good kid, isn't he? Really, really nice guy, Steve Green.
Very well-spoken, very confident in his abilities. Talks about the fact that growing up in Canada, everybody played hockey, not Steve Green. Everyone always questioned him, what do you want to play baseball for? Well, here's the reason right here. He is in a big league stadium taking on the Oakland Athletics. 2 outs, nobody on. Giambi is 5 for 12. Even stance left side. Green deals at home and misses high and away, 1-0. Cold, breezy day here in Oakland. Game 2 in the series. Tomorrow they close it out. Another 105 game. Barry Zito and Scott Schoenweiss. The 1-0 pitch. Sails outside. 2-0 now on Giambi. Still no score in this one. Angels won the opener last night 5-4. Troy Percival looked absolutely dominating in the 9th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Giambi takes a little bit low and away. Didn't miss by much. 3-0 now.
That's a really good 2-0 pitch. That curveball against most any other hitter besides the reigning most valuable player is called a strike. But Giambi gets the benefit of the doubt.
Green looks in over his black glove. Now the windup and the pitch. Giambi will take way high and away. Lost him. So a 2-out walk for Jason Giambi. And when you fall behind 3-0 on Giambi, the last thing you want to do is groove one. So he gave up the base on balls.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it, all right. No problem. Here's Signs.
By the way, home plate umpire Randy Marsh told both Art Howe and Mike Scioscia and both the pitchers, Green and Hudson, that because of today's weather, they could, on the rubber and on the mound, blow into their hands.
Otherwise, that's a no-no. So Giambi at first being held there by Wally Joyner. Still no score. Olmedo Signs, their designated hitter, digs in, and he looks at a ball away, 1-0. Green last year was 7-4 at Double-A Erie, and then he was called up to Edmonton, was 0-4 in 8 starts. Had a lot of success at Double-A, scuffled a bit at Triple-A, and was scheduled to start this year at Triple-A Salt Lake. Here's the kick in the 1-0. Moved him out of there inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Olmedo Signs.
You know, he gets so much movement, Mario, on his fastball that George Fabregas might be best served when he gives the sign for the fastball into location, still setting up right down the middle. Because if he scoots out to the corner and Green throws it to that corner, by the time it's done running, it's off the plate.
Well, the veteran catcher, George Fabregas, has taken an opportunity to walk out to the mound. Green got the first 2 hitters on groundouts. Then he lost Giambi on 4 straight. Now he's fallen behind Signs, and the veteran catcher out there to try and straighten him out a little bit. Fabregas flashing Signs. Everybody back on the infield except Joyner. There's a ball inside and low, and now the count goes to 3-0 on Olmedo Signs. Eric Chavez waiting on deck. Signs last year led the Athletics with 8 pinch hits, but with Jaha right now on the DL, he is their designated hitter. Here's the set by Green. 3-0 coming home. It's up high, lost him. That's ball 4, so back-to-back walks here in the first inning. 2 on, 2 outs, and Chavez will step in, and now the pitching coach, Bud Black, takes a trot out to the mound.
You know when it all turned the corner was when he threw a 2-0 curveball to Jason Giambi that really looked like a strike, and it was called a ball. He hasn't even been close since then.
No, you are exactly right, because that 2-0 pitch looked pretty good.
Seemed to steal his momentum away a bit, but you can't let that happen in the big leagues, and you have to learn that guys, whether it's fair or not, like Jason Giambi and Darren Erstad, will get the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Randy Marsh, the home plate umpire, saunters out to the mound, said, let's break it up, fellas. And Bud Black turns around, heads back to the Angels bench. Fabregas sticking around for a few more words. So Green again steps behind the mound. He's on the grass, tries to gather himself now. Another deep breath, and here is Eric Chavez. Chavez only 2 for 14. The A's have started slowly offensively for the most part. Chavez bats lefty. Back foot is actually out of the batter's box. Here's the pitch by Green. A breaking ball and a good one in the outside corner, 0-1. So he's not afraid, even though he's walked 2 hitters, to come back with a breaking pitch, 0-1.
Maybe a good idea. He missed with all those pitches. They were fastballs, except for that 2-0 curveball to Giambi. That was actually a strike.
Here's the 0-1 pitch now. There's a fastball high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. No score yet. Bottom of the first inning. A's batting 2 on and 2 outs. Chavez has a couple of RBIs. Only 23 years old is Eric Chavez. Here's the set of the 1-1. A bender and a beauty again to the outside corner, 1-2.
We've talked about this with sinker ball pitchers with good movement. Usually they throw a slider. It's such a different look for a hitter to see sinker curveball, and that's what he's brought to the mound.
So it's 1-2 now. Green is ahead in the count. The check of Giambi at second, and the right-hander deals. Chavez kicks that front leg, taps it foul down the third base line. 1-2 the count stays. The coaching box down the third base line is occupied by Ron Washington. Down the first base line, it is Mike Quaddy.
Well, he's got curveball in the back of his mind. He showed us the movement early in the game. If he really feels confident, he can run a fastball on the inside part of the plate to Chavez and freeze him with the called third strike.
Let's see the 1-2 pitch. Fastball right on the inside part of the plate. You called it exactly right. Chavez is caught looking, and the side is retired. So Green gets his first strikeout. No runs, no hits, 2 walks. No problem, though. 2 men left. We go to the second. No score on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
At Sutherland Family National Corporate Bank, we want to be your bank. And to prove it, we're offering something extra. Come in now for a mortgage or home equity loan and receive a framed portrait of our CEO absolutely free. Keep it as a reminder that at Sutherland Family National, we've got our eye on you.
Some offers are easy to pass up, but not the ones at Dodge. Now get $1,500 cash allowance or low 0.9% APR financing on most 2001 Dodge Caravans. Front to back, Caravan offers a whole new list of firsts, like the first ever available movable center console with power outlet, and the first available power rear hatch that opens and closes at the press of a button. Plus, with $1,500 cash allowance or low 0.9% APR financing, the all-new Caravan stands apart even more. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you. Financing is for qualified buyers.
You're safe at home with Edison Security. Edison Security is one of the nation's top-ranked home security providers. And for more than 30 years, Edison Security has provided peace of mind to thousands of homes and businesses throughout the United States. Edison Security is a full-service protection company, providing fast alarm response and 24-hour monitoring. Call the security experts at Edison Security today. They'll evaluate the security requirements of your home or your business and customize a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Call Edison Security toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY. That's 1-877-SECURITY.
570 KLAC.
Scoreless ball game as we go to the second out. The Coliseum at Oakland. Tim Hudson back to the hill, and Mr. Steve Green has his first big league inning under his belt. He is back in the dugout. What a pitch he threw to Chavez to close out that first inning.
He did have curveball on the brain, didn't he? Because he took that good fastball, started it right at his hip, and with that big movement he gets on the fastball, it dove from the hip to the inside corner, and he was rung up.
Now Hudson back to the hill as Troy Gloss starts things off for the Halos in the second. Outfield straight and deep, infield. Playing to pull slightly, the pitch. Missing high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. On Troy Gloss, who has hit in all 4 the Angels have played in so far this year. Gloss 5 for 14, couple of homers, couple of RBIs. Hudson back home, swinging a high fly ball. Right center field, playable. Terrence Long, cruising to his left, calls off Giambi and makes the catch, and 4 in a row set down by Hudson. 1 away in the second. The United Association member of the game today is Herman Janku of local number 78. We do the job right the first time. Visit our website at ua.org. 1 up, 1 down. Here is Garrett Anderson now digging a spot into the plate, or the batter's box. Left-handed batter. Anderson 4 for 16. Infield plays him to pull. Outfield fairly straight. They give up some room in right center. Hudson to the plate, swing and a miss. He threw it by him 0-1. Hudson at Auburn was a pitcher and an outfielder. David Eckstein, we had a chance to talk with him before the game. Actually crossed paths with Hudson. Said he was pretty dominant at the college level. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball, hit well to left center field. Backing up is Johnny Damon to the warning track, makes the catch. Anderson is gone, 2 away.
But that's the right idea against Tim Hudson. When everything he throws is moving heavy and hard, you absolutely cannot pull the baseball unless he makes a mistake. So Anderson got a sinker a little bit up in the zone, and instead of pulling it, he went the other way and generated quite a bit of power.
5 in a row set down by Hudson now. Here's Wally. Joyner 2 out of 5 this year. Had a pretty good series in Texas, and he takes a ball inside 1-0. Joyner making his second start for the Angels. Homered in his first start in Texas in that final game. Hudson deals it to the plate, swinging a foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, we talk about, Darren, the clubhouse presence that Mo Vaughn had last year and how that's going to be missed. This guy's picking up some of the slack, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's very vocal in the clubhouse, and a lot of times it's just encouraging, fun things he is saying.
Here's the 1-1. Here's a ball inside, 2-1.
And he's very key on a day like today. When you look at a young man like Steve Green, if he were to get in any trouble, no offense to Nieves, Gloss, or Eckstein, but Wally's been down this road a few more times. He can come over and calm him down very easily.
Here's the 2-1 pitch now. Joyner swings. Fly ball hit well to center. Terrence Long turns around, still running back. Reaches and makes the catch at the warning track. Long did a 360. Searching for that baseball. Finally found it and made the play. Joyner gave it a ride, but not deep enough, and the Angels go 1-2-3 in the second. No runs, no hits. They leave none. After 1 1/2, still no score on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Don't you wish you could just walk into your house at the end of the day with an amazing meal for the whole family, all ready to serve up hot and fresh? The reason we bring this up is because you can. Prepare yourself for the ancient Chinese art of sharing. At Panda Express, you'll find delightful, tasty entrees like this favorite, orange-flavored chicken, and delicious specialties like their famous spicy chicken with peanuts and tender beef with broccoli. Put your own Panda combinations together, and suddenly you've got a fun family meal to go. So stop by Panda Express, Chinese for delectable.
D.T. Burke and Partners.
Hello, Charles Gaines here from Megatelco, calling to tell you about our new long-distance rates.
We've got XO options from XO Communications. We don't pay extra for long distance.
In that case, would you mind calling me right back?
They can't. We do. Call toll-free 1-866-869-9696 or visit XO.com for the XO options package of voice, data, and web services that fits your business. XO, not just talk. Limit supply.
Hey, pal. Driving the big rig. Time for a little reality check. Let's say you're standing in line to buy movie tickets. A guy wants to cut in front of you. What do you say?
Don't even think about it.
Right. Now, what if a four-wheeler out on the highway wants to cut in front of your truck?
Don't even think about it.
Wrong. Out there, the stakes are higher. So take the high road and back off. In a wreck, everyone loses. A public service safety message from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
570 KLAC.
Fans, if you still don't have your tickets for opening day at Edison Field on Tuesday night, you better get them sometime soon. It's going to be a great night at the ballpark. The Texas Rangers in town at 7:05. All fans in attendance receive a Bomb Squad poster, courtesy of Fox Sports Net. Also, don't miss out on this collectible poster commemorating the first time in American League history that a team had 4 players to reach 30 or more home runs in a single season. So make your plans to be there. You get your Bomb Squad poster. Anaheim Angels, it's about baseball. Here come the A's now as we play in the second. Miguel Tejada will lead things off against Steve Green. Green to the line, brings it home. Tejada looks at a ball up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Green walked a couple in that first inning, but then struck out Chavez, looking at strike 3 for the final out. Tejada is out of Santo Domingo of the Dominican Republic. Breaking ball, missed it outside and high. 2-0 now on Miguel. Tejada last year, 115 RBIs. The most RBIs in a season by an athletic shortstop in the history. Here's a swing and a miss. Green reaching back and throwing it by him. 2-1.
That's new. He's had good movement and good sink on his fastball. That was good old-fashioned heat right there.
Got it up and threw it by him. Tejada is a good fastball hitter, though. The 2-1 pitch backs him off the plate inside 3-1.
Well, point of confidence right now in that curveball. 3-1 fastball count, hitter-looking fastball. See if George Fabregas with the rookie calls for the curveball. 3-1.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's a fastball, threw it by him.
No, he didn't. And he did sneak it right by him. Tejada may have been looking bender.
3-2 now. Tejada to be followed by Long and Jeremy Giambi here in the second. No score. Green again taking a deep breath or two. Little nervous energy out there. The 3-2 pitch on the way is low and away, just missed it. A pretty good pitch by Steve Green, but the walk is the third of the game before Terrence Long steps in. Let's pause here for station identification on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Angels, Raiders, and the NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. The Southland Sports Authority is 570 KLAC Los Angeles.
Third walk of the game given up by Green now, but you know what? The walk to Giambi was very close, or to Signs rather, was very close in the first. The walk here to Tejada very close in the second. Here's a swing and a line drive to left. That ball is down, a base hit. Tejada to second base, takes a wide turn, and Garrett Anderson says, "I dare you." And Tejada turns around, heads back to second. So Anderson fires it back in. A rally brewing now for the A's. A walk and a single, and here's Jeremy Giambi.
Well, Terrence Long has been listening to his teammates coming back to the dugout. They all say, look, he throws a good sinker, it's going to run away from you. Long went up there with a great approach, trying to hit the baseball the other way. That's the best thing to do with the sinking fastball, and he's rewarded.
So Green looks out at the shortstop, Jose Nieves, and says, "I've got you on a comebacker. We'll start the double play." And here is Giambi. Tejada down at second. Terrence Long at first base. Giambi 2 for 9 this year. Gloss will come in tight at third base. The right-hander sets, and the pitch Giambi takes. Low and outside, 1-0 the count. That is the first hit of the game for either team. The Terrence Long single to left. Jeremy Giambi, 26 years old. They picked him up from the Kansas City Royals February before the season started last year. Breaking ball that missed inside, run the count to 2-0.
Steve Green, on the pitches he has missed this afternoon, if you put them all together, they wouldn't equal a foot. I mean, he is really just missing off the plate, fastballs and curveballs.
And he's behind 2-0. The right-hander deals home, swing and a miss. 2-1 the count on Giambi.
Giambi did him a favor. He went after ball 3, though home plate umpire Randy Marsh dishonestly told him it would have been a strike.
2-1 the count.
Marsh trying to make him feel better about himself.
Well, that would have been a strike, yeah, whatever. That would have been a strike, if that's what you want to hear. Here's the set. Long look at second, runner bluffs, 2-1 pitch. There's a strike in the outside corner. That's a really, really good location right there. And Green hit it. Hit the glove of Fabregas, 2-2. So Giambi back in there now.
George Fabregas just told Green to make sure the runner at second base, Tejada, stops. He's been getting a huge secondary lead.
Here's the set by Green. Long look at second now. And he'll fire it home. It's swung on, hit on the ground, back to the mound. Green has it to second one. Nieves on the relay, double play. 1-6-3, and just like they drew it up. 2 gone, a big double play for Green. That ball was hit hard. That was a much tougher play than Green made it look.
Very athletic on the mound, and he shows us why early on. It's such a dream of a pitcher to be able to get that sinker over for a strike, get the ground ball. He showed the curve ball there, though, and still managed to get the ground ball. But we talked about it. Sinker ball pitchers field their position as well or better than anyone else because they're used to it. Ground balls back up the box are a common occurrence. Greg Maddox is a good example. He gets hit all the time with stuff back up the middle.
So 2 gone and a man at third now. That's Tejada. Here is Hernandez. There's a breaking ball strike in the inside corner, 0-1. Well, give Green credit. He did not panic at all. Once he fielded that ground ball off to his left, he threw a strike to Nieves at second, who easily turned the double play. Here's the 0-1 now. Swinging a little looper into right field. Salmon on the charge. Won't get it. Base hit. A slicing single to right field. Tejada will score, and the A's come up with a first run of the game. It's a 2-out single and a 1-0 Oakland lead.
Well, it's important right now. Wally Joyner, looking over to Steve Green, said a few words for him to understand. He made a good pitch right there. And this is where composure is so very important for a young pitcher. Just in on the hands of Ramon Hernandez, and he fought it off. Nothing wrong with that. On the inside part of the plate, Hernandez just a little blooper to right.
And you really can't defense a base hit like that. Here's the top of the order now. Damon swings, slaps it foul. 0-1 the count.
No, and you also have to move on because the moment you let your guard down, you're now facing Damon, Ortiz, and Giambi. So you have to just let it fly by and regain that focus and composure, and he seems to have done that.
Well, you are not allowed to let your guard down against this lineup. The Angels have seen some pretty good lineups to start this season. Texas and now Oakland. There's a ball inside. 1-1 on Johnny Damon. Damon off to a very slow start, which is nothing new for him. He usually does, and then usually puts up great numbers, but he's 2 for 16 now. With his new ball club, the pitch is swung on, looped foul down the third base line. 1-2.
Well, he and Tim Salmon coming out of that same school, both of them notoriously slow starters.
Damon would go on to score 136 runs last year. He hit 327 with the Royals. And he was acquired from Kansas City in a big deal that the A's pulled off with a couple of teams. Ben Grieve eventually landed in Tampa Bay. Time called now. But this is the guy they wanted. They wanted a leadoff hitter that could steal some bases, get on base, and score a ton of runs. And with the big hitters they have in this lineup, he figures to score quite a few this year. Green from the stretch. He'll check the runner at first base. Still looking, and now Damon is given time at home plate.
That was on purpose. George Fabregas, when he gave the sign, just asked him to come set and wait until time was called so they could get a look at the runner, exactly what he was doing. Don't forget as well that Fabregas and Damon were teammates last year in Kansas City, and this is important as George calls the pitches.
Here's the set, the 1-2. Damon takes off the plate away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joyner, the first baseman, is playing behind the runner at first. That's Hernandez. And Hernandez, for 2 reasons, really. Hernandez doesn't run all that well, and secondly, you've got a left-handed batter at the plate. So you want to cover some ground to the right of the infield. 2-2. Green kicks it home now. Damon swings and strikes out. He got him with the off-speed pitch. So Damon is out of there, and Green gets his second strikeout of the game. 1 run in, though, for the A's. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave a man. We go to the third in Oakland. It's now 1-0 Athletics. Now the Anaheim Angels. Baseball Network.
California loves Dodge Ram. From its available 305 horsepower Magnum V10 to its terrific towing and potent payloads to its bold big rig looks, Dodge Ram is so different you've got to love it.
Well, bing, bang, boom, ram-a-lam-a-lam. I'm a real truck man. Need a Dodge with lots of room. Need a Dodge that goes vroom.
And if all that room and vroom weren't enough, now there's even more to love about Ram. Because now you can get one with $1,000 to $2,000 cash allowance, depending on model. Just visit your California Dodge truck dealer and let the love begin.
It's the right country life. Let's go, California. Let's go. I love my Dodge. Let's go, California. Let's go.
JCPenney, simply for sports department, is your one-stop headquarters. Visit your nearest JCPenney for the hottest and latest looks in team and college apparel. From Starter, Nike, Champion, Loco Athletic, and more. JCPenney, simply for sports department, is also your headquarters for active sports apparel and footwear for your entire family, featuring names like Nike, Reebok, Fila, Adidas, and many others. Come in and shop for the hottest team apparel in their Simply for Sports department.
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
Fans, the Anaheim Angels are proudly sponsored this summer by the Home Depot, continually driving down the cost of home improvement so that you can afford to do more. The Home Depot first in home improvements. 1-0 is our score. The A's on top of the Halos, and Tim Hudson has faced 6 batters. He's set them all down in order. 1, 2, 3 in the first 2 innings. He's back to work now. George Fabregas will start things off for the Halos. A run on 2 hits for the Athletics. No runs, no hits for the Angels. Fabregas, Eckstein, and Nieves.
Give George Fabregas a lot of credit for that strikeout of Johnny Damon. It was a changeup from the right arm of Steve Green. The first changeup he has thrown in this ball game. He picked it at a very good time.
And the point that you brought up that I thought was a good one, those two were teammates last year, Fabregas and Damon. Here's a swing and a bouncer by George. He hit it to third base. Chavez has it. Quick throw got him, and 1 pitch, 1 away, and 7 in a row now retired by Hudson. So 5-3 on the ground out. Here is David Eckstein. And Eckstein, how about this start? 6 for 14. No home runs, 2 RBIs. Eck had 3 hits in the ball game yesterday. Just continues to go about his business. And I think he realizes that once Adam Kennedy comes back, Kennedy is your second baseman, but there is a decision to make. How do you make room for Adam Kennedy when he comes back? Eckstein making a bid to stay with the club. Hudson deals it home down the middle of strike 0-1. What was Eck saying about Hudson before the game today when he faced him in college? He would throw on Friday night and
play center field on Saturday and Sunday.
And just tear it up offensively. Swing and a miss by Eckstein, and the count is 0-2. But he says there's one big difference between Hudson then and Hudson now.
Split-fingered fastball. He didn't have it in college. It was just fastball and slider, and that was good enough in the SEC, which was saying something back then.
Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, and it's down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The first game I ever called in college on television. Sorry about that. Hudson played center field Friday night and then pitched on Saturday when we called the game, and you could tell he was great then.
Here's the 1-2. Eckstein takes it down low, 2-2.
So much movement and so much poise. And you don't usually see that in a college pitcher who's able to command movement and have poise. And he was a rail in college. I mean, very, very thin.
Here's the 2-2 pitch now. And there's a strike call to the outside corner. He painted beautifully that time. Eckstein very rarely will get called out on strikes. He finds the way to put bat on baseball, but not that time. And how about Hudson? His second strikeout. He's retired 8 straight now, and here is Jose Nieves.
Well, that's what movement does, though. That pitch, starting away, diving on the outside corner, Eckstein might have a beat. That would look just a little bit low, and I don't know that it ever caught the corner. But once again, Hudson getting the benefit of the doubt.
Now, that's a ball to most any other hitter in the Angels lineup. There's a ball down low. 1 ball, no strikes. So Hudson has his strikeout, second strikeout of the game. Nieves is 0 for 3 for the season. The 1-0 pitch from Hudson is a strike right down the middle. 1-1. Top of the order on deck. That is Erstad. Outfield straight up. Infield is a step in at third. Chavez. Nieves even stance right side. Hudson to the motion. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's another strike in the outside corner.
Well, Randy Marsh is calling a consistent strike zone, but it's anti what we have been told the strike zone is supposed to be this year. That's for sure.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Nieves is out of there. And the Angels have not come close to doing anything against Tim Hudson so far today. That's his third strikeout. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We played 2.5, 1-0 Athletics on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
At Pregame Auto Parts, we know that all true sports fans understand the importance of that special player who can really light it up, you know? The one who provides the spark that really gets the team going. Well, in your car's engine, that player could just be the Autolite Platinum Plug. Right now at Cragen, there's a 60-cent mail-in rebate that gets Autolite Platinum Plugs down to just $1.39 each. At that price, you can afford to replace the whole team. So drive on down to Cregame and light it up with a new set of Autolite Platinum Plus. Cregame, you can do it. We're here to help.
My name is Michael Balzer. I'm 21 years old, and I got my wish when I was 17. I wanted to be in a movie with a certain famous actor, but wasn't going to work out, so instead I kind of decided to get equipment to make my own movie so that eventually I could make this famous actor want to be in a movie with me. Once the Make-A-Wish people got involved, within 3 weeks of having all of the equipment, I started working on my first film. I love working, and I love creating. It helps you get through those really, long hospital stays. It doesn't make the illness go away. What it's there for is to make the kids happy. It's just, at least for one day, that you can forget about everything else and just think about this one thing that you've always wanted happening for you. The Make-A-Wish folks don't stop caring. You're not just a file that they put away in a cabinet. You are a person, and they get to know you, and they want to help you. They want to make you happy.
If you know a child who needs our help, please visit us at wish.org and share the power of a wish.
570 KLAC.
They still lead at 1-0 as we go now to the bottom half of the third. Jose Ortiz, Jason Giambi, and Olmedo Saenz facing the right-hander Steve Green, who came up with a big double play ball back in the second, but a 2-out RBI single by Ramon Hernandez, the only run of the game. Here is Jose Ortiz, who grounded out his first time up. Steve Green back behind the pitching mound, gathers his thoughts. Now he climbs on top of the hill. We had about, 43,000 here last night?
Considering the elements, a pretty good crowd,
yeah,
I think.
Very good crowd. It is a much smaller crowd here today, but still a pretty good gathering. There's the strike on Ortiz. In fact, they were talking about the difference last year. Opening night, when they had a huge crowd. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called, 0-2 on Ortiz. The A's went from 53,000 opening night last year to 10,000 on the next day. They were hoping to avoid that this year, and I think they will.
Yes.
Here's the 0-2, and it's swung on, lifted in the air to center. Here comes Erstad to his left, and he makes the catch, runs it down in the gap. Ortiz is out of there, one gone in the third, and here's Jason Giambi.
When fastball changeup, the second changeup he's thrown in the game to Ortiz, then curveball, but he hung it. But it was good enough and tight enough on the break that Ortiz couldn't put solid wood on it, and Darren Erstad ran it down.
Here's Giambi now. Jason walked in the first inning. How about the job the bullpen did last night for the Angels? Although Hasegawa was a little bit shaky, he pitched out of some big-time jams. Breaking ball strike to Giambi, outside corner, 0-1. Talking to Shige before the game today, asking him if the cold weather really affects him early on in the year, because he's off to slow starts. Swing and a miss. Had a slow start last year. And Hasegawa said that, no, it really has little to do with the weather. He said, I'm typically a slow starter, even in my years in Japan. He goes, I always started slowly. And he says it's more of a mental thing for him. It's more of trying to focus a little bit better early on in the season. There's a fastball that just missed. That looked like a pretty good pitch, and the count is 1-2.
Wow, that was one heck of a pitch. That was the same pitch that Eric Chavez was rung up on back in the first inning.
Green working quickly to 1-2 is swung on, line into left center field, and Anderson backs off and plays it on a high. It's a one-out single, so Giambi is aboard for the second time tonight, and Green just left that pitch up.
He did make a mistake and did leave that pitch up, but all I ask is one thing out of Randy Marsh. Reward pitchers for hitting their spots. He's been doing it to Hudson. Do it to Green as well. He had Giambi struck out the pitch before, and Hudson doing an outstanding job getting calls off the plate. Call it both ways.
Well, but Green is a rookie, and Hudson has had a full year and a half in the big league, so he's a veteran pitcher.
Call it both ways. That's all I ask.
I agree with you. Hudson is, in some circles, really could be considered a very, very young pitcher. It's just that he's won a ton of games. There's a breaking ball strike, 0-1.
I take nothing away from him this afternoon. This is as good as I've ever seen him pitch, and as good of a game so far through 3 innings as I've seen in a long, long time. But he is getting some help from Marsh because he's hitting his spots.
Well, I'll say this about Green. That breaking ball has been outstanding today. His command of it has been very good early on. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up back towards second base. Eckstein to the grass makes the catch. So Saenz is out of there, 2 gone. Holding at first base, Giambi. And here's Chavez.
You know, you hear about pitchers, they'll talk about saving a pitch or holding a pitch. And through one time through the order, Not a single changeup was thrown by Steve Green, not a single one, and you wonder if that's intentional. You wonder if Fabregas was trying to establish two, then go with the third, because it's really made a difference. Signs that's what he popped up.
Well, made a difference back in the second when he struck out Damon. Here's a swing and a foul back. 0-1 on Chavez.
So if you're the A's, you hear about the changeup, but you mentally get zoned in curveball, fastball. Next time through, I have a little something extra for you.
No balls and one strike. 1-0 A's lead. We're in the third in Oakland. Game 2 in this series. Fastball way outside. And the count is 1-1 now. Final score from Cleveland. Baltimore beat the Indians 4-2, and it's now a final at Yankee Stadium. The Blue Jays 3, the Yankees 2. So the Jays have taken the first 2 games in that series after the Yanks started 3-0 for the year. There's a ball that misses high and away. Run the count to 2-1 now.
Toronto's 5-1.
They are a very good team. Kansas City leads in the 8th over Minnesota 5-3. They're at home at Kauffman Stadium. Now the motion 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hammered foul, third base side. In Chicago, Tigers do it again. They beat the White Sox for the second straight day, 5-3. Later on tonight, Seattle at Texas. And later on as well, Tampa is at Boston. That's how the rest of the American League is shaking out today on the AT&T Wireless Services scoreboard. Here's the 2-2 now. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Chavez fans for the second time today against Green. And Steve Green has struck out his third of the game. No runs and a hit, 1 man left. A's are stranded 4 now. We go to the 4th. It's 1-0 Oakland on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
At Sutherland Family National Corporate Bank, we want to be your bank. And to prove it, we're offering something extra. Come in now for a mortgage or home equity loan and receive a framed portrait of our CEO absolutely free. Keep it as a reminder that at Sutherland Family National, we've got our eye on you.
Some offers are easy to pass up, but not the ones at Dodge. Now get $1,500 cash allowance or low 0.9% APR financing on most 2001 Dodge Caravans. Front to back, Caravan offers a whole new list of firsts, like the first ever available movable center console with power outlet, and the first available power rear hatch that opens and closes at the press of a button. Plus, with $1,500 cash allowance or low 0.9% APR financing, the all-new Caravan stands apart even more. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you. Financing is for qualified buyers.
Wow! First time up, he did it right.
Yeah, he had a great training camp.
Perfect timing. He's not one of those guys that's breaking the team's budget.
Yeah, he's just like us.
Yeah, right. We're just a couple of union plumbers.
Hey, union plumbers are the best trained, just like him. So we do the job right the first time up. We do it on time, and we do it on budget.
Yeah, well, natural.
Right.
A tip from the United Association of Union Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and Sprinkler Fitters. Visit their website at ua.org.
570 KLAC.
Still 1-0 Oakland as we go to the 4th inning now. Run on 3 hits for the A's. No runs, no hits for the Angels. Hudson has set down the Halos in order 3 consecutive innings. And Darren, as we go to the 4th, he's got some pretty good stuff here. He's 3-1 lifetime against the Angels. And I tell you what, the Angels have not been able to do a whole lot. He has been hitting his spots and has been outstanding.
The only inning was the second. A couple of balls hard hit. Garrett Anderson deep to left. Wally Joyner deep to center. Other than that, it's been strikeouts and groundouts. But you are encouraged. You have to look to those two, and we're underway here in the 4th. The first pitch to Darren Erstad is a fastball high and away, 1-0 the count. He has been painting the corners, Mr. Tim Hudson, and has been outstanding with some help from home plate umpire Randy Marsh. The 1-0 pitch to Darren. Fastball high and away, 2-0 the count. Erstad bats left-handed. Eric Chavez is on the grass at third base. The rest of the infield straight. The outfield thinks Darren will go the other way. They swing toward that left field line. He grounded out to short back in the first. The pitch. Fouled back to the screen on the ground. 2-1 the count. Darren this year off to a 6-for-16 start. He has walked 3 times and has a pair of RBIs. He knocks the dirt off his spikes, tightens up those batting gloves, stares at his bat as he digs back into the box. Hudson all the while has been ready to go. The right-hander out of Auburn nods yes, winds and deals it home. Ground ball, first base line, foul ball out of play, gets by Giambi, and that heads towards the Angels bullpen. Tim Hudson had such a good year last year, 20 wins, 6 losses, that he finished second to Pedro Martinez in the Cy Young voting. And to finish second in the American League to Pedro is an accomplishment. That's almost like winning it, really. Hudson nods yes. They want it outside. The 2-2. Got it. Snuck a fastball right by him, and Erstad swung over the top of it. Darren looked like he may have been guessing, and he guessed wrong.
You're also looking at a guy in Hudson that has everything working for him today. That thing was a running fastball high, and it appeared out of the strike zone, but it looked really good to Erstad. It just ran away from him.
Movement will do so much for you if you combine it with location as a pitcher, and that's a good example against one of the best hitters in the game right there. Here's Orlando Palmeiro. That's left-handed and takes a fastball outside, 1-0 the count. So Hudson finished a second in that Cy Young voting. David Wells finished third. Andy Pettit finished fourth. The 1-0 strike outside corner, 1-1 the count. And there was something I didn't realize. Todd Jones of the Tigers finished fifth in the Cy Young voting last year.
Well, and deservedly so. He had an outstanding year out of the pen for Detroit.
Time is called now as Palmeiro steps out of the box.
Not very often where you get the closers that can hang with the starters. The starters get more press and usually will get most of the votes.
The 1-1 pitch to Palmeiro. Fastball misses inside. 2-1 the count. They play Orlando tight in the corners, and in the outfield, they are swung around pretty dramatically toward left field. They really think he'll be late on the baseball. He hovers over the plate. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball high, ball 3. So Palmeiro steps out of the box, thinks about the situation, and Hudson, always the quick worker, right back on the rubber as he awaits a sign from Ramon Hernandez. Giambi backs up now at first base. Chavez stays even with the bag at third. The 3-1. Fastball high, ball 4, the first base runner of the ball game for the Angels. He had retired the first 10 he had faced, including 4 strikeouts, but Palmeiro draws a walk. Here's Tim Salmon. Salmon struck out looking back in the first inning on a good fastball in the outside corner. He's 2 for 14 to start the season with a home run and an RBI. He pounds the plate, digs into the box. They play him to pull in the infield. Toward that third base line, the outfield straight up. Hudson deals it home. Fastball, strike, outside corner, 0-1 the count. Salmon, the recipient of the 4-year contract extension during spring training, and I know Angels fans like that. That means for 5 more years, Tim Salmon will wear an Angels uniform. Already the all-time leading home run hitter with 231. He passed Brian Downing last year. Hudson a long time, now he deals it. Swing and a miss. Oh, that's a split-fingered fastball. 0-2 the count. That is a tough pitch to hit. The bottom fell right out underneath it, and Salmon swung over the top of it. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And Hudson's stuff is so crisp and so sharp, he can attack 0-2. He's a guy that doesn't need to waste a pitch. Palmeiro is safe lead at first. The young right-hander sets at the letters, peeks at first, deals it. Swing and a miss. He did attack, and Salmon goes down right after him.
Boy, you call that one, man. He ran a fastball in on Salmon. He challenged him. And again, so much movement on that fastball, and Salmon goes down on strikes. This is one of those days where Hudson really has everything going.
Started it, you mentioned, right down the middle, but ran, just bore in under his hands. Here's Troy Gloss. Gloss flied out to center field back in the second inning. Had a big cut on Hudson. Just got under one and just missed it. Big right-handed batter. Hudson deals home a changeup that swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Troy 5 for 15 to start the season with a pair of home runs, a pair of RBIs, and he's walked 5 times already. They play him to pull in the infield, the outfield straight and deep. Garrett Anderson on deck. Palmeiro off the bag at first. pickoff throw, and Palmeiro dives back in time. That one was almost thrown away by Hudson, and Alfredo Griffin, a bit of an acting job there, diving out of the way. Gets a big ovation. Former A.
Griff hit the deck.
Loss is ready. Hudson is ready. The 0-1. Almost hits him, goes all the way to the backstop. And Palmeiro advances on a wild pitch. Hernandez tried to hop up and get it, but that one, we talk about movement. When he gets underneath the baseball, it runs up and in instead of down and in. So Gloss just buckled out of the way, and there's a runner in scoring position in a 1-0 ball game. A's lead it 1-0, top of the 4th inning. Runner on second in the form of Palmeiro. 1-1 the count on Troy Gloss. Ron Renicky hollers signs and signals out to Palmeiro, keeping him safe. The 1-1, hard hit, deep left field. Damon goes back. Warning track wall, that ball is gone. And Troy Gloss, for the 3rd time in this young season, will touch them all. As the Angels take a 2-1 lead, the unhittable was just hit, and hit very hard.
Well, Gloss gets his 3rd home run of the season, and he had to go down to get this one. It looked like a split finger pitch. Didn't look like bad location. Troy just went down and got it and hit it a long, long way.
My goodness, this is a man on a mission as far as the long ball is concerned this year. We're playing game number 5. Gloss has 3 home runs already. And he homered against a guy that doesn't give up many home runs.
You know, he really does, and it's such an effortless swing for Gloss. Put an easy pass on the ball and puts his team on top.
Garrett Anderson takes a strike on the inside corner and clearly disagrees with that call. 2-1, the Angels lead it. What a turn of events. They play Garrett to pull on the infield, the outfield the opposite way. He nubs it on the ground behind the plate. 0-2 the count.
Well, Gloss breaking out because before that at Bat Lifetime, he was 1 for 12 against Hudson. Wasn't able to figure him out, but he went down and got that one and just golfed it into the seats.
Gosh, did he ever? That was impressive to see that replay. 0-2 the count on Anderson. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night, Mr. Anderson, on 3 pitches. And now he's barking a bit with Randy Marsh about an early call in the count. The two still having a conversation. But the damage has been done. The homering Angel, Troy Gloss, his 3rd of the year against Tim Hudson, who appeared to be unhittable. And the Angels, just like that, have grabbed a 2-1 lead. The bottom of the 4th is next. Angels 2, A's 1. Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're safe at home with Edison Security. Edison Security is one of the nation's top-ranked home security providers. And for more than 30 years, Edison Security has provided peace of mind to thousands of homes and businesses throughout the United States. Edison Security is a full-service protection company providing fast alarm response and 24-hour monitoring. Call the security experts at Edison Security today. They'll evaluate the security requirements of your home or your business and customize a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Call Edison Security toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY. That's 1-877-SECURITY.
Sanchez Robotics. Hello, Charles Gaines calling from Megatelco. We were wondering why you switched to Exo Communications.
We save up to 30% with an Exo options package.
Uh-huh. And your point is?
They can't. We do. Save up to 30% with the XO options package of voice, data, and web services that fits your business. Call toll-free to get connected. 1-866-869-9696 or visit us at XO.com. XO, not just talk.
Hey, Dad. Good to see you.
It's about time. What's in the bag?
I brought you some smoke alarms and batteries.
You're wasting your money again. What do I need these for? I've never had a fire.
Dad, I'm not going to argue with you about fire safety. We're going to put these up and then review your escape plan.
Fire safety, huh?
Come on. It'll only take a few minutes. After that, we'll watch the game. It's only because we love you, Dad.
Protect yourself and your loved ones. Fire stops with you. A message from FEMA and the U.S. Fire Administration.
570 KLAC.
Back at Network Associates Coliseum, a big turn of events. The Angels lead it 2-1 on top of the A's as we roll into the bottom of the 4th inning. Steve Green is ready to go. He will face Miguel Tejada, Terrence Long, and Jeremy Giambi. Tejada takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. We owe you a station break. We'll get it to you momentarily. The young Canadian deals it home, and it's swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. Green this afternoon has worked himself out of a couple of jams. Really, in every inning, he's had to work with a base runner. But making his major league debut, he's thrown really, really well today. 1 run through 3 innings. He struck out 3. He's walked a pair. 3 make it to go along with that, but not a big surprise. Those walks usually do accompany major league debuts. You're just trying to find that plate. It tends to jump with your emotions all over the place. Now the right-hander steps off the mound and says, that's my fault. Let me regain things. And Tejada just steps back out himself. Green nods yes. He deals it home. Fastball misses outside. 1-2 the count. Out of Longueuil, Quebec, just outside of Montreal. The Angels attempt a selection in the 1997 draft. The 1-2 is a little line drive right to Garrett Anderson. He had him out on his front foot. Tejada hit it hard to left field, but the screamer was right at the chest of G.A. And while we have a moment, let's let our stations identify themselves. Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Angels, Raiders, and the NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. The Southland Sports Authority is 570 KLAC Los Angeles.
Here's Terrence Long. Batting left-handed, Green deals home a curveball that is high and outside. 1-0 the count on T. Long, as they call him here in Oakland. They play Long a step to the opposite field in the outfield. The infield plays him to pull a step to the first base line. And he lifts it into foul territory in the third base side. Gloss gives it a look, and you have to here in Oakland, but it's 2 rows behind the dugout. Far and away, and I mean not even close, more foul territory here than any ballpark in baseball. Especially when you go down the first and then the right field lines, the third, and then the left field lines as well. A little line drive right to short, a little leaping play by Jose Nieves as he ranged to his right. It wasn't hit hard enough to do any damage, and Nieves a good job getting over there.
Good job, because it was a little bit tricky. It looked like it was hit harder than it was, and it was slicing away from him, and Nieves was trying to time his leap and time the velocity behind the baseball, so it was doubly tough. He made a nice play.
Here's Jeremy Giambi, who bounced back to Green, who started a 1-6-3 double play back in the second inning. Left-handed batter, the pitch. Ground ball to short. Nieves in 2 steps. He gloves. He throws. Inning over. Well, Steve Green in his major league debut has allowed just 3 hits through 4 innings of work, and he has pitched some good baseball. As a matter of fact, he staked his team to a 2-1 lead on top of the Oakland A's. 5th inning is next. Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Not everyone was born with an instinctive knowledge of home improvement.
I know the ceiling fan goes round. It's how it stays attached to the ceiling I'd like to find out.
Which is why at the Home Depot you don't just find more than 50,000 home improvement items.
And I'm fine with grilling on a deck. Building a deck, that makes me a little nervous.
You find friendly experts ready to help you finish any project with confidence.
And I bet if I can change a diaper, I can change a faucet.
The Home Depot, proud sponsor of the Anaheim Angels.
McDonald's, the official supplier of outrageous values.
And now, since Big Macs are an outrageous 99 cents on Mondays, I'd like to do an old favorite. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Now McDonald's classic Big Mac sandwiches are an outrageous 99 cents on Mondays.
I'm here all week. Except Mondays, I'm at McDonald's.
99-cent Big Mac Mondays. McDonald's, we love to see you smile. Offer good for a limited time. Price and participation may vary.
Thank you.
McDonald's, the official supplier of outrageous values like 99-cent Filet-O-Fish Sandwich Fridays.
Ahoy, matey.
What's with the pirate outfit? Taking Casual Friday a bit far, aren't we?
'Tis also Filet-O-Fish Friday at McDonald's.
I see.
Their tasty Filet-O-Fish sandwiches only 99 cents.
Well, shiver me timbers.
McDonald's has added another day of outrageous value with our 99-cent Filet-O-Fish Sandwich on Fridays.
'Tis like finding a sunken treasure.
Get in the car, and the parrot stays here.
McDonald's, we love to see you smile.
Limited time offer. Price and participation may vary.
570 KLAC.
Angels fans, don't forget about Saturday, May the 5th. That's the 5th of May on Saturday. All fans in attendance will receive a Troy Gloss American League Home Run King collector pin. You may get another one next year because he may be the Home Run King again this year. The collectible pin commemorating Troy Gloss as the 2000 AL Home Run King is courtesy of Adelphia. Anaheim Angels. It's about baseball. Back at the ballpark as we roll into the top of the 5th inning. Wally Joyner leads things off against Tim Hudson. Joyner fly deep to center field back in the 2nd. The first pitch is a slider, strike one, 0-1 the count. Haven't seen too many of those from Tim Hudson. Maybe he'll be breaking that pitch out. Angels 2, A's 1. Hudson winds and deals it. High fly ball left field, but playable for Damon. Flips his glasses down and makes the play for the out. Where's the sun? He flipped those glasses down anyway. I believe there was a little break in the clouds, just some blue sky, so he fought that off. The clouds are all over the place, but they aren't ominous clouds right now. It's more of a lazy day cloud cover. Not gray, but more white and some blue sky above. So 1 out, here's George Fabregas. He takes a fastball high and away, 1-0 the count. George grounded out to third base back in the 3rd inning. He's 2 for 5 to start the season with a home run and 3 RBIs. Left-handed batter, slightly open stance, swings through a split-fingered fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning. He works on his batting gloves. Stares at his bat, now he digs back in. One would imagine George in here this afternoon, maybe a little bit more of a veteran to work with the rookie Green. Breaking ball grounded foul up the first base line and out of play. And he's done a commendable job. This is one of those afternoons where really it's immaterial what George does at the plate. His sole job is to, and I say this respectfully, but babysit the rookie in his major league debut. Back into the box goes number 6. Hudson winds and he deals home a 1-2 pitch. Got it. Swung right over the top of the slider, and I really think Tim Hudson is doing that. Just like Green saved the changeup, Hudson now is breaking out his slider. And so you count the strikeouts. That is 7 now as we work here in the 5th inning for Tim Hudson. Here's David Eckstein.
He's rolling him up, isn't he? You really don't notice the strikeouts, but that one just died inside and low, and Fabregas, another victim, and Hudson, I really think, is throwing a little bit more velocity today than we've seen him in the past, but his stuff is sharp. And again, the home run ball that Gloss hit was really not a bad pitch.
David Eckstein in. The pitch to him is a breaking ball away, 1-0 the count. No, it wasn't at all, and I still go back to how he was able to get out there, keep his weight. He had so much weight on his back leg and still hit that ball hard to left. Fastball missed inside, 2-0. Well, it's one thing to hit a lot of home runs when pitchers make mistakes. It's another thing when they throw good pitches to hit them out. Fastball strike, 2-1 the count. And Gloss, of his 3 home runs this year, one has been a mistake. 2 of them have been good pitches. 2-1 misses inside. 3-1 the count as Eckstein works his old foe from the Southeastern Conference. Eckstein from Florida and Hudson from Auburn. The 3-1 pitch. Check the swing. It's a called strike anyway. 3-2 the count. David struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. Still 6 for 15 to start the season. The crowd hungry for a strikeout. The 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base line. Foul ball. Late call by Chavez. Foul ball is the call. And that wasn't foul by very much. They went ahead and completed the play, but all the while, third base umpire Scott Higgins said, no point. It's a foul ball.
Well, no argument from Chavez, but I thought it was a fair ball. It looked like he hit it right over the bag. We'll take a look at the replay, which is kind of inconclusive. Not a very good angle as we look at it.
We'll take a look at the replay of the coach's box.
But right there to make the call was Scott Higgins, so we will trust his judgment.
Eckstein back in the box. 3-2 the count. The pitch from Hudson. Fastball called strike 3 again. So Eckstein is rung up twice on the afternoon. A low fastball got him last time. This one looked like a high fastball, and he goes down. We'll check the replay, see how close it was. We look now, though, at the scoreboard and see the Angels still on top by a score of 2-1. The bottom of the 5th is next. Anaheim Angels. Baseball Network.
Adelphia Digital Cable beats satellite TV with a 3-point play. Point 1, selection. Adelphia Digital Cable is nothing but net. Choose from great networks like ESPN, Fox Sports, and Showtime, with local channels included. Point 2, value. With Adelphia, you can go to the hole without going into the hole. There's no pricey upfront contracts, no additional equipment to buy. Point 3, Adelphia's service. It's free 24/7. The bench warmers at your satellite company can't beat that. Take your best shot at great TV. Call Adelphia at 1-877-5-ADELPHIA.
Fewer kids are hearing these sounds today. What they are hearing is more like this.
Go, Joey, go!
The sounds kids are hearing are different because more of us are hearing the message. Less crime is no accident. It takes people like you and me and programs that work. After-school activities, mentoring, job training, drug counseling. These and other programs are working to keep kids away from crime and crime away from kids. That's why today fewer kids are involved in violent crime. But these programs won't work without support from us and our communities. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT today and find out how you can keep on changing the sounds our kids are hearing. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and help take a bite out of crime. A public service message from McGruff, the Crime Prevention Coalition of America, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Ad Council.
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
Glad to have you back with us at Network Associates Coliseum. Steve Green, the rookie in his Major League debut, is ready to go back to work. He's coming off of his first 1-2-3 inning, and that happened in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the bottom of the 5th inning as we talk to you and tell you the Angels lead the A's by a score of 2-1. Green winds and deals it home to Ramon Hernandez, and it misses inside. 1-0 the count. They play Hernandez to pull on the infield, a step only. The outfield is straight, and he hits a high pop-up back behind second base. Eckstein, Erstad, Eckstein, Erstad with a running play. And David at the last minute just dove out of the way, did a little stop, drop, and roll like they tell you to do in a fire. And that was a good idea not to get run over.
That was a great play by Erstad because that ball looked like it might drop in. He was charging hard from center field, and if you're Eckstein, you've got to go all the way until you're called off. And right at the last second, Erstad said, "Get out of the way," and a nice roll by Eckstein. Otherwise, he'd had a collision.
He did really let him know late, but good athletic move by David Eckstein. Here's the speedy Johnny Damon, batting left-handed. Gloss in at third. Squares around a bunt and takes the ball outside. 1-0 the count. Gloss has a few words for Green. Now back at third, even with the bag, still sniffing out that bunt. The pitch home. Inside ball, 2-0 the count. Not missing by much those first two pitches. Damon's in the back of the box, has his feet close together, and Green winds and deals the 2-0. Popped foul out of play off to the left side. Couldn't catch up with that one. Good play in the stands made by a fan who brought his glove. The 2-1. Just missed outside. 3-1 the count. Again, I say this clearly. The first three pitches that have been balls to Damon have not missed by much. Much at all. And home plate umpire Marsh is hearing about it from the Angels dugout now. The 3-1 is ball 4. That one did miss high.
Well, if you're a rookie in this league, you certainly know that you're going to have to be on in your first start and really your entire first year, because most of the time you will not be given the close calls. And George Fabregas out to the mound maybe to remind Green of that right now. Look, you're making your pitches. They're good pitches, and eventually you might get some calls. But really, rookies, I think, have an extra hurdle to climb, and that's the fact that they don't get the calls. It could go either way.
And the hardest thing, I think, is to stick to your game plan, because if you're a corners thrower, which he is, you don't suddenly want to go over the wide of the plate. Then you really get punished. Here's Jose Ortiz with the runner on first. He takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Ortiz out of the box, thinking things over. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Ron Washington sends some signs from the third base coach's box. The 0-1. High fly ball right field. Salmon toward the foul line. To his left is there. He makes a stab at it as he makes the play. I don't know how well he saw that baseball in the clouds and the sun. It's an out, though.
Well, the wind is blowing out toward right field right now. That may have had a little bit of something to do with the fact that it kind of knuckled on him a little bit. But Salmon, as you mentioned and described it perfectly, had to stab at the ball right at the end to haul it in. But he battled the sun and the wind that time.
Here's Jason Giambi, the A's first baseman this afternoon. A walk and a single. Left-handed slugger right over the plate. Takes a breaking ball that misses low and inside. They appeal. He did not go around. Looked like he didn't go around from up here as well. 2 outs in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. The Angels lead the A's 2-1. It's the bottom of the 5th. Their inning MVP into the box. They play him to pull big time on the infield. The throw to first drives Damon back. The outfield very deep but straight. The infield has Gloss essentially playing shortstop. Nieves behind the bag at second. And Eckstein over toward the line. Green sets, he deals, and it misses outside. 2-0 the count. The one thing you can say about Green today is he has battled out of some jams. His nerves really haven't overtaken him, and he's always seemed to have a little spring in his step. Everything he does on and off the field, he's bouncing around a bit. When he uses the rosin, he does it as well. The 2-0 is a ball outside, didn't miss by much, and that zone is small. Giambi stares out at Green on the mound, who's looking at the baseball, just ignoring Jason. Now the big man is back into the box. The thin right-hander on the mound deals a 3-0, and it's ball 4 high.
Well, that's his second walk, Giambi, that is, and in a situation where you're guarding a 1-run lead, you've got a man on. You hate to push that tying run to second base, but on the flip side, you certainly don't want to give Giambi something he can put in the seats, and all of a sudden you're trailing.
Stop by Panda Express for a delicious mix of traditional and unexpected taste. Whether it's their hypnotic orange chicken or tender beef with broccoli, it's a delectable treat for the senses. Panda Express, Chinese for yummy. Here's Olmedo signs, the DH. A walk and a pop-up to second base. Big pitch. Breaking ball missed inside. 1-0 the count. Not sure where that one missed.
Well, it was over the middle of the plate is where that one was. And he is really getting squeezed. I tell you what, he's got to make the perfect pitch. And Randy Marsh is making him earn it.
Signs right-handed batter, open stance. They play him to pull on the infield about 2 steps to the third base line. Green deals it. Change up, strike. Good pitch, 1-0. 1-1 the count. Well, you had to think that Signs would be attacking, looking for a strike, and Fabregas thinking along those lines, so him a changeup. Called for the changeup, and Green and nailed the corner. 2-1 ball game. Angels lead the A's. The rookie in his major league debut, battling through this inning. The pitch is a curveball, strike 2. 1-2 the count. What a bender. Eric Chavez waits on deck. Green does all this work under the watchful eye of Mike Scioscia. Bud Black as well on the top step of the Angels dugout. I would imagine they have the nerves right along with Green. The 1-2 pitch. A little slow roller, third base line, but it's foul and out of play, and that trickles to the third base coach's box.
You know what really impresses me today about Steve Green is the fact, as we mentioned before, that he's been able to throw that curveball for strikes, and even the ones that have missed have been very, very close and may have been strikes. But even though he has 5 walks, it's not because of a poor breaking ball. He has been outstanding with that curve.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The tying run on second base for the A's, the go-ahead run on first. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the young man pumps his fist in the air as he sprints off the field. In his major league debut, Steve Green has worked out of jam after jam after jam. The 6th inning is next. He has his team ahead. Angels 2, A's 1, Anaheim Angels. Baseball Network.
My name's Adam Stone, and I'm a sports writer for the Metropolitan Tribune. I'm what they call a beat writer. That means I spend a lot of time on the road thinking up funny anecdotes about our city's beloved boys of summer. A lot of time on the road. 81 away games to be exact.
Now it's even easier to stay connected to those you care about the most. AT&T Digital One Rate. No domestic roaming or domestic wireless long-distance charges.
Go, heads up! I got it! Whoa! It can really be lonely on these trips. I mean, the guys are great. Nice catch, Jimmy, buddy. But I can't sleep at night without calling home and saying hi to my dog, Backstop. No matter where I am, he's always there to catch all my calls.
To find out more, visit your local AT&T store or call 1-800-IMAGINE. And remember, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. AT&T Wireless. Your world, close at hand.
Annual contract required. Domestic calls only. Credit card calls excluded. Other restrictions apply.
You're safe at home with Edison Security. Edison Security is one of the nation's top-ranked home security providers. And for more than 30 years, Edison Security has provided peace of mind to thousands of homes and businesses throughout the United States. Edison Security is a full-service protection company providing fast alarm response and 24-hour monitoring. Call the security experts at Edison Security today. They'll evaluate the security requirements of your home or your business and customize a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Call Edison Security toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY. That's 1-877-SECURITY.
570 KLAC.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The game in just 1 second. First, a reminder, don't miss exciting division rivals in action as the Angels take on the Mariners on Saturday, April the 14th at 7:05. All fans in attendance will receive an Angels replica cap courtesy of Dodge Anaheim Angels. It's about baseball. It's the 6th inning in what has turned out to be another good ball game. We didn't think we could top last night. Maybe we have. 2-1, Angels on top of the A's, top of the 6th. Here's Jose Nieves. He leads things off, right-handed hitting shortstop for the Angels. Breaking ball misses outside from Tim Hudson. 1-0 the count. Darren Erstad waits on deck. Hudson grabs the baseball, shakes his arm as if he's just trying to get the jelly loose in there. And the 1-0 pitch is a slow roller to short. Tejada charges, plays a Sunday hop, gloves, throws in time. A nice big bounce right to the belt for Miguel Tejada. No in-between hop there, and there's one away. Darren Erstad this afternoon, as he walks to the plate, has grounded to short and struck out in the 4th. He is 6 for 17 to start the season, though. Has 3 walks as well and a pair of RBIs. Erstad swipes in the batter's box with his spikes, a couple of practice cuts, and now the Nebraska Cornhuskers ready to go. Even with the bag at third, almost on the grass, is Eric Chavez. That could be an advantage. Breaking ball strike, 0-1 the count. The outfield swings around toward left field. Thinking Darren will go the other way. But with the third baseman in, and Erstad, I would imagine, not thinking bunt, though he has the ability to bunt, he takes away a lot of mobility from Chavez on that third base side. He's on the grass. The 0-1. Ground ball roller, first base line, fouling out of play, 0-2 the count. Darren spent the winter with video of every single pitch he saw, every single swing he took, of every at-bat in the year 2000. Broke it down, made notes, set up a database, and now that's how he's ready for this season. His preparation is truly unmatched. He's down here 0-2, and Hudson deals it. Line drive, foul and out of play. Up into the seats on the left field side. He may not have 240 hits again this season, but no one will be more ready than him every time he steps into the batter's box. He says it gives him a relaxed intensity. If that's possible, he's managed to find it. The 0-2 slow roller, first base line. Giambi with an easy play. Plays it, now steps on the bag. And Erstad is erased. Well, Tim Hudson has found a way to handle one of the best hitters in the game in Darren Erstad today. He's really handled everyone today. He's allowed just 2 runs, and consider he's allowed those 2 runs on 1 hit. 1 hit. And that's a 2-run home run by Troy Gloss. A walk 2 batters before was the other run. So it's been one heck of an outing for the right-hander. Here's Orlando Palmeiro, who drew that walk and scored a run on that home run back in the 4th. Batting left-handed with 2 outs, the pitch. Fouled back off the screen, 0-1 the count. 2-1 ball game, Angels lead it. Top half of the 6th inning, and we're glad you're with us here at the Coliseum, Network Associates Coliseum, if we're being accurate. The 0-1 is a ball outside, just missed, 1-1 the count. Hudson peers over his glove, a bigger glove this year. And the 1-1 almost hits Palmeiro, goes all the way to the backstop. He looked like he was jumping rope getting out of the way of that bouncing baseball. He's all right, though. Hudson in high school, Glenwood High School in Phoenix City, Alabama, was 12-1 with a 1.78 ERA. He went undrafted. Then he went to Chattahoochee Community College down in the South again, and he was the A's 35th selection after 2 years in junior college. It's line fouling out of play down the left field line. Well, they figured school was for him, so he went back to Auburn, and after his senior year, the A's grabbed him in the 6th round. Now here's a guy in the big leagues, 31-8 to start his big league career, not even close to a first-round selection. Now time is called.
Well, Billy Bean, their general manager, was stating how we'll wait on this pitch here to Palmeiro.
2-2 is lifted and foul out of play.
He was stating a couple of years ago when Hudson just first arrived on the scene in '99, he was 11-2, and everybody said, look, everybody thought that this guy was too skinny to pitch. Yeah, how could he be a good major league pitcher? And he said, when we went to draft this guy, we drafted him solely on his athletic ability. And we talk about how he was a great outfielder in college, but they drafted him because he was a great athlete, and he has turned into a very good pitcher.
The 2-2 is a high pop-up, shallow left field. Right there is Damon. He makes the play for the out. He's a good athlete. He's a good pitcher, and this afternoon he's pitching one heck of a ball game. Tim Hudson of the A's has allowed just a single hit. But you know what? It was a 2-run home run by Troy Gloss, and because of that, the Angels lead the A's 2-1 this afternoon. Bottom half of the 6th is next. Anaheim Angels, Baseball Network.
Exactly 1 week ago, in this ordinary brick house on this quiet suburban street, a retired electrician and his wife made an astounding discovery.
We never dreamed we'd find something like this right in our own home.
It was a discovery that changed their lives.
I was cleaning out the attic when I found them.
They must have been there forever.
It was a stack of Series E U.S. savings bonds more than 40 years old.
I remember George bought them years ago. And now they're past their final maturity date, of course, so they aren't earning interest.
But we still wanted to find out what they were worth. Imagine our surprise when we learned they were worth 4 times their face value.
5 times, George.
So, there you have it. Old Series E savings bonds. A treasure worth looking for. Is there an astounding discovery waiting to be made in your home? Visit www.savingsbonds.gov for more information on older bonds that you have found. That's www.savingsbonds.gov.
The only problem is now she's after me to clean out the garage.
The basement, George.
A public service message from the Department of the Treasury.
While we've got a minute, let's go to the concession area where Aaron Orton is first in line and Chris Mays is at the register. And here's the order. Oh, folks, it's a good one. A Wiener Schnitzel hot dog, the official hot dog of the Anaheim Angels. Chris delivers and Aaron makes the catch. And it looks like he's going to garnish with ketchup and mustard. If you folks at home want the same ballpark experience, head to a Wiener Schnitzel near you. And right now, you can get a pretzel bun dog with mustard for just 99 cents. This tasty hot dog and a soft pretzel bun is available at Wiener Schnitzel and only for a limited time.
570 KLAC.
Let's start things out with a station identification. You're listening to the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Angels, Raiders, and the NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. The Southland Sports Authority is 570 KLAC Los Angeles.
Bottom of the 6th inning, just about to start. Steve Green home to Chavez. He lifts it foul and out of play down the left field line. And that is a souvenir for the fans in the green seats here in Oakland. A very cool, windy day here in the Bay Area. And the Angels lead it 2-1 on top of the Athletics. The pitch inside, 1-1 the count. Rookie Steve Green out of Longueuil, Quebec, making his major league debut, is ahead by a run. Slow curveball, hard hit, base hit back up the middle. And Green just pounds in his glove. He took a lot off of that one, and Chavez stayed back very nicely. And it's a leadoff single. Well, as we work here in the 6th inning, it will be interesting to watch the Angels bullpen, only because of the fact that I'm sure Green is strong enough to throw a lot of pitches, but there is a great deal of energy spent emotionally making your Major League debut, and I would imagine the tank goes to empty very quick.
Yeah, that may shave an inning or two off of what you might normally be able to do, because you've got to believe, and we saw it, I think, early on, a lot of nervous energy. And when you have a bullpen like the Angels have, you try and get them through the 6th.
Miguel Tejada takes a ball in the dirt, 1-0 the count. We will see if he can make it through the 6th inning. That is the goal. The key, though, is that Green has shown us this afternoon, along with that curveball and an occasional changeup, his fastball is a good sinking fastball. You hope for a double play. Tejada walked and scored in line to left field. Runner on first and Chavez. 2-1, Angels lead it. Bottom of the 6th. The pitch from Green way outside goes to the backstop. Fabregas tried to backhand that baseball, couldn't come up with it. That was a wild pitch, but I don't know that George might tell you, I might have thought about getting to that baseball.
You're absolutely right on that one. I don't know if George is crossed up. I don't think so, but that's a situation where the catcher has to shift his weight to the right and get in front of it. And George just tried to simply stab at it and backhand the baseball. That's not going to get it done. And as a result now, the tying run gets into scoring position. That could turn out to be a very, very big play, a play that the catcher probably should have made and at least stopped that baseball.
So a runner on second, nobody out. Tejada. I don't think he's even thinking about bunting. I don't think the A's ever bunt. 2-0 the count. Great hitters count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He was going for the downs. 2-1.
There's no way in the world Tejada's thinking bunt.
Have they ever bunted here in Oakland?
I don't know. With this lineup, very few times.
Goodness gracious. I mean, it makes sense, though.
Maybe in some interleague games with a pitcher up. That's about it.
Tejada hit 30 home runs last year, drove in 115 as a shortstop. You can't get much better than that. Green steps off the mound, wants a new set of signs from Fabregas. Remember, George is sending a boatload of signs out there with a runner on second. Only one of them matters. But Chavez, who peers in, you don't want him to steal those signals. Green gets the one he likes, the pitch. Lined foul, left field line out of play. He was way out in front of that one and hit it very hard.
Well, they tried to bust one in on Tejada. The thing about Tejada, he's a good fastball hitter. And if you're going to get it inside, you better get it way inside. And Green caught too much of the plate that time and almost paid for it.
Still no one up in the Angels bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner on second. Angels up 2-1. Green peers into Fabregas. I would imagine his heart is pounding. He sets, he deals. Curveball hammered left field, but Anderson is there. He plays it to his left and hauls it in for the out. He got away with a hanging breaking ball, 1 away.
Well, you're right there. That thing hung up right at his, almost the bill of his cap, but it was at the letters. And Tejada, as we mentioned, is really strong, but he couldn't extend on it, and that's what helped Green out.
So there's 1 away. And here's Terrence Long with the runner on second base. That run, by the way, the tying run. The Angels lead it 2-1. Green had 2 runners on in the first, had a run score in the second, but had 2 more runners after that reach. A runner in the third, 2 runners in the fifth, and now a runner here in the sixth. He's allowed just 1 run, though. Long bat's left-handed, the pitch. Curveball is high and away, 1-0 the count.
Well, he's starting to miss now with the breaking ball. That curveball the first couple of innings was very, very sharp, but now it's just starting to loop up and kind of just flutter in. And that's not a good sign. He wants that sharp break. The Angels finally do get the bullpen going.
Holtz is getting up in the pen, the lefty. The pitch in the dirt, gets away from Fabregas. Another wild pitch. They need to hustle it up in the bullpen. Green's tank is empty.
Well, we're seeing signs of it, there's no doubt. We're seeing signs of it in pitch location and even stuff. And so the Angels may have to go to the bullpen sometime soon here. You've got to give the kid a lot of credit. He still has an opportunity to get through this inning, but that tying run now is at third base.
Well, no matter what, if he wins this game or not, the Angels have had every chance to win this game and score runs against one of the best pitchers in baseball. He has kept his team in this game. And that's all you want for a rookie. The infield comes all the way in. The runner is at third. The pitch. Fouled off the screen. 2-1 the count. He just came right after him with the fastball. Holtz still getting ready in the bullpen, talking with bullpen coach Bobby Ramos. Holtz wants to look at that lineup. Ramos has it on a chart, so he knows who he'll be facing. Jeremy Giambi is on deck. The 2-1. High and outside, pickoff throw to third. It gets by Gloss, and that will score the run. George Fabregas trying to pick the runner off third base. That has tied the ball game. That's an error on the catcher, Fabregas, and that is costly, and that even is an understatement.
Well, it is an E2. The first wild pitch in this inning probably should have been stopped by George. The second one got by him, putting the runner at third base, and that was just an ill-advised throw. If you're going to make that throw, it better be a good, strong, accurate one to third base, and Gloss really couldn't quite get there in time, and it just sailed into left field.
High ball 4, and it gets away from Fabregas. And Long sprints to first, thinks about second. On a replay, that throw was a bad throw to third, but it looked like it also hit Chavez in the back and skipped away. So that made it tough. The walk to Long, and here comes Bud Black.
Well, a lot of times that'll be a timing play, and the third baseman just didn't get there in time. Gloss was a step behind the baseball at the bag at third base. And again, as you mentioned, the throw was not a strong one. That's a costly error for the Angels here in the sixth.
Yeah, we're seeing the replay, and that ball actually hit Chavez in the feet. Now, consider his feet are 6 feet down the line, so it would have bounced well before the bag. And now the meeting on the mound is drug on. This meeting solely drug on to let Mike Holtz get ready to face Jeremy Giambi. I think Mr. Green is done. We'll see, though, what they elect to do. Scioscia's looking down in the bullpen. Bullpen coach Bobby Ramos lets him know that he is ready, the left-hander. Giambi is announced, and Green may stay in this ball game. 1 out, runner on first. The young man just trying to gut his way through it. He'd kill for a ground ball right now. The pitch to Jeremy. Lifted foul and out of play down the left field line.
Well, if he faces this guy, you assume he'll face the next guy because that's Hernandez, a right-handed hitter, and then the hitter in the dugout right now who would hit next is Johnny Damon, a lefty. So it looks like Scioscia is going to give him 2 more hitters.
Green looks to first base, peers in for a sign from Fabregas. He sets at the letters. A long pause, the pitch. Fastball high and away, didn't miss by much. 1-1 to count. Six walks this afternoon for Green. And you don't ever excuse it when a starter walks 6, but really you can when they're making their major league debut. And that plate jumps all over the place, just like your emotions. The 1-1, there goes the runner. High fly ball, well hit left field. Anderson's back. He's at the warning track. He makes the play for the out. And back to first base on a jog is Terrence Long. Giambi gave it a good ride, but it's the second out of the inning, and that's good for Green.
That ball seemed to carry a little bit. I think the wind knocked it down a bit because I thought that ball had a pretty good chance to get to the wall, and Anderson started quickly back and then realized it was going to die down a bit and made the play. And now Green has a chance here to get through this inning, and still, even with the run in, you've got to be excited with the first outing that Mr. Green has had today.
Well, I like Mike Scioscia, what he's doing. I initially was thinking get to the bullpen, but he sure is building some confidence in this young man early on.
That is true.
Pickoff throw to first, and Long is back standing up. Ramon Hernandez is the batter. He singled in a run back in the second inning. The A's catcher also flied out to center field in the 5th. He bats right-handed, draws a defense that's straight up. 2 outs in the inning. Bottom of the 6th, the run in, 2-2 game. High pop-up, foul territory, first base side. Will Joyner have room? He's still going. He makes the play as he stumbles and falls just in front of the seats. Thank goodness for this ballpark and its foul territory. That bought Steve Green an out, and isn't that sweet? A run in for the A's, though. And as we take you to the 7th inning, you better not go anywhere. This is one heck of a ball game. Angels 2, A's 2. Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
are 16 million people in Southern California, and we can drive all of them anywhere.
We make it easy, oh, so easy. We make it easy. Easy on you.
For 2001, your Toyota dealer has the biggest car lineup in Toyota history. Everything's from the economical, like the revolutionary Echo, and Corolla, the world's all-time best-selling car, to the sporty, like the new MR2 Spider, the radical Celica, and the Solara convertible. Choose the luxurious Avalon, the roomy Sienna van, or Camry, America's #1 selling car for an incredible 4 years in a row. No matter what you need, there's a new 2001 Toyota to fit your style.
We make it easy. Easy on you.
Right now, get a great lease or low financing on any new 2001 Toyota. See your Toyota dealer today.
JCPenney, simply for sports department, is your one-stop headquarters. Visit your nearest JCPenney for the hottest and latest looks in team and college apparel. From Starter, Nike, Champion, Loco Athletic, and more. JCPenney, simply for sports department, is also your headquarters for active sports apparel and footwear for your entire family, featuring names like Nike, Reebok, Fila, Adidas, and many others. Come in and shop for the hottest team apparel in their simply for sports department.
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
Welcome back to Network Associates Coliseum. We're sure glad you're with us this afternoon. We know it's cool here. We know it's cool there, wherever you are. And this has been one heck of a cool game with these two cool customers, Tim Hudson and Steve Green on the mound. They have pitched themselves both into a tie ball game, Angels 2, A's 2. And Mario, as we move into the 7th inning, I think it's important to say, I can't believe that this game is as good as last night's was. Last night's we thought we couldn't top it. We appear to be on our way to topping it.
Well, we appear to be because we've had a couple of outstanding efforts from two pretty good pitchers here today. Tim Hudson started this ball game by retiring 10 in a row. He has now retired 7 straight. The Angels got their 2 runs on the home run by Gloss in the 4th inning. But it is tied now 2-2 as we go to the 7th, and Tim Salmon leads it off and swings and grounds it foul. 0-1. It will be Salmon, Gloss, and Anderson. Another outstanding ball game here at the Coliseum in Oakland, the Network Associates Coliseum. Salmon so far has not been able to figure out Hudson. He has fanned twice against him. And now 4 for 11 lifetime against Tim Hudson. The pitch is a strike called on the outside corner. 0-2. Tomorrow, Barry Zito and Scott Schoenweiss. It'll be another 105 start. We'll be on the air at 12:30 with Angels warm-up. Don't forget tomorrow. We're back on Cool 94.3 FM for that ball game, and also KMPC AM 1540. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss, struck him out. Hudson has another strikeout. That is his 9th of the ball game. He has fanned Salmon 3 times today. 1 gone in the 7th, 8 in a row set down by Hudson, and that brings up Troy Gloss. And time for our trivia question today. Courtesy of Edison Security. Call toll-free 1-877-SECURITY for more information. And it involves Tim Hudson and the Oakland A's in winning streaks as Gloss stands in. The hitting hero so far for the Halos, a 2-run homer his last time, and he takes a strike. Hudson last season from April 25th to July 2nd had a 9-game winning streak. It is not the longest winning streak in Oakland history for a pitcher. Who holds that record? The longest winning streak in Oakland for a pitcher. Swing and a miss by Gloss. He threw it by him 0-2. And we'll give you the answer to that question coming up a little bit later on in the broadcast. Right now we're in the top of the 7th, all tied at 2 runs apiece. Everything else that started in the daylight today in the American League is over. A couple of night games. Seattle playing at Texas tonight. Tampa's at Boston. Time called now. Gloss will step out, and home plate umpire Randy Marsh up with the right hand to halt play. 1 out, nobody on, 7th inning. The home run by Gloss in the 4th was his 3rd of the year. Now the kick in the 0-2, and it's low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. For Steve Green, he has pitched 6 innings. He has walked 6, but only one of those walks has come around to score. And he has scattered just 4 hits in this one. The Angels, meanwhile, have managed only 1 hit against Hudson. The pitch is down low as it bounces in. 2-2 the count. And that 1 hit was a big one. The 2-run homer by Gloss in the 4th. And that briefly put the Angels on top 2-1. Mike Holtz beginning to tune up in the pen again, so you would think that he may come in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Glosses down. Hudson is really dealing in this one. That is 10 strikeouts for Tim Hudson. He has retired 9 straight now. And with 2 gone, here's Garrett Anderson.
10 strikeouts for Hudson. His 5th career 10 strikeouts.
That is the 5th time in his career he has struck out 10 or more.
4 strikeouts for Hudson.
That is not bad considering he's only been in the big leagues about a year and a half. Outfield straight up. Anderson with 2 gone and nobody on. He is 0 for 2. He swings and misses 0-1. The strikeout high, the career high for Tim Hudson, is 11. And he's done that twice. The last time was at Tampa Bay back in September of '99. So 1 more and he will equal his career high. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Anderson takes way outside, skips off the glove of the catcher Hernandez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Should be a good one again tomorrow with Sean Weiss and Zito. At 1:05, Angels have an off day Monday, and then it's back home on Tuesday night, the home opener against Texas. Now the motion by Hudson of the 1-1. It's a strike call down the middle. 1-2 on Garrett Anderson. They play Anderson toward the lines. They give up a lot of room in the gaps. Hudson stares in over the glove, signals yes. Here's the windup and the pitch and a swing and a foul. Just got a piece of it right out of the glove of Hernandez. 1-2. Hudson almost had his 11th strikeout.
Here's today's attendance.
We're getting our attendance figure.
21,398.
I'm sure you probably heard it in the background. 21,398.
For 2 home dates, 64,000.
1-2 on Garrett Anderson. Hudson nods yes. Pitching from the first base side of the slab, starts the wind. The 1-2, swing and a foul. Grounded foul down the first base line, so Anderson barely alive. And Hernandez, the catcher, has taken a couple of foul balls, and he's been getting knocked around a little bit here in this half inning.
Do you know Garrett Anderson just about took that pitch off a bounce when he swung at it? I mean, he almost hit that pitch after it had bounced before it got there.
Didn't miss by much, did it? They're setting up outside. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Hudson. He takes strike 3 on the inside corner. Hernandez set up outside, and Hudson threw it inside. They get the strikeout anyway, and G.A. can't believe it. There goes the helmet, and there goes the bat. He is livid at home plate. Hudson strikes out the side. He has 11 strikeouts, ties a career high. He has retired 10 in a row. We go to the bottom of the 7th, all tied at 2 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Going out to dinner is quite different than staying home and getting a Domino's pizza delivered. For example, when you go out to dinner, you tend to put on some nice clothes. When you order in Domino's, you tend to put on a nice bathrobe. When you're eating in public and food gets on your chin, you wipe it with a napkin. When you order in Domino's and food gets on your chin, you wipe it, you don't wipe it, whatever. When you're eating dinner in a restaurant, you eat with utensils. When you order in Domino's, utensils are called fingers. And finally, when you go out to dinner, you actually have to leave the house. When you order in Domino's, you don't even have to get off the couch. Except, of course, when the doorbell rings. Get the door. It's Domino's.
Call Domino's now and get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for only $13.99. That's right, 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for just $13.99. Made fresh to order and delivered hot. Get 2 medium 2.
Fine. Point 3, Adelphia service. It's free 24/7. The bench warmers at your satellite company can't beat that. Take your best shot at great TV. Call Adelphia at 1-877-5-ADELPHIA.
570 KLAC.
Still tied at 2 runs apiece. We go to the 7th inning stretch here in Oakland in a 2-2 ball game. Numbers are complete on Steve Green. He's done for the day. In his big league debut, 6 innings, only 4 hits, only 2 runs. Both of them earned. He walked 6, struck out 4. And although the walk total was high, only 1 of the 6 walks came around to score, and that's a key stat. So Mike Holtz will take over now. And Holtz will face Johnny Damon. So lefty facing lefty.
2 wild pitches.
Here's the pitch by Holtz. He misses inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes.
4 hits,
2 runs, 4 thirds, 6 walks.
Well, right about now, Steve Green has to feel pretty good about himself.
98 pitches, 55 strikes.
In his big league debut, he faced one of the better offensive teams in the league and did a terrific job. Holtz back home to Damon. Bender, it's in there for a strike.
And he managed to take his emotions, calm them down, and channel them in the right direction. I think that's the hardest thing for a young pitcher to do when they're making their major league debut. You look forward to this day for your entire life.
Holtz steals it back home. Damon drops a pretty good bunt down the first base line. Holtz has it, turns and throws to Eckstein, covering for the out. Wow, was that a bang-bang play? That was an outstanding bunt by Damon, an even better play by Holtz. To get to that ball quickly, do a 360 and fire him out, one away.
You'll remember last night, Terrence Long was in the box in the 7th inning against Holtz, hit a little swinging bunt up the third base line. Holtz was a heck of a play to retire him, and here again in this situation, he comes in, faces the first batter, is immediately on a cool day, asked to make a great defensive play, and to his credit, he's 2 for 2 with great plays.
So one away now. Here is Jose Ortiz. Angels have 2 runs and only 1 hit today. A gloss home run. There's the ball outside and low, 1-0. The Athletics 2 runs, 4 hits. Ortiz is 0 for 3. 2 fly balls and a ground out. 6 for 20 now on the brand new season. Holtz deals it back to the plate. There's a strike in the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Got the answer to our Edison trivia question coming up momentarily here. Big deep breath by Holtz. Al Levine, by the way, warming up in the Angels' pen. The 1-1 is swung on, hit on the ground to third. Easy play for Gloss. His throw is a little bit low, but in time. Wally goes down to get it. 2 gone. 5-3 on the ground out. Giambi will step in. The question was, Tim Hudson last year had a 9-game winning streak from April 25th through July the 2nd. That is not the longest winning streak for an Oakland pitcher in their history. Who has the longest winning streak? Well, Vida Blue might be a good guess, but that's wrong. He had a 10-game streak. Bob Welch also had a 10-game streak.
How about Dave Stewart?
Dave Stewart, a good guess. He once had an 8-game streak. Not correct, though, as Giambi takes a strike 0-1.
Chris Cotteroli.
Nowhere to be found on the list. The correct answer is the Catfish, Jim Catfish Hunter. A 13-game winning streak back in 1973. Here's the 0-1, swinging a foul back.
Who the heck is Chris Cotteroli?
Well, I know I didn't have a long winning streak. 0-2. Outfield straight up, 2-2 game. We're in the 7th inning in Oakland. Another tight one. The Angels won the opener yesterday, 5-4.
You want to be very careful here, 0-2, as Giambi protects. He also can hammer a mistake.
The 0-2 pitch. Checked his swing, breaking ball low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dropped down his arm angle a bit on his curveball there with the sweeping breaker, but Giambi wouldn't bite. You would think if he does get a fastball, it has to be way in off the plate or away. But I don't know if they'll try to sneak a fastball by him. Just go back to the curveball.
They've got that shift on the infield, swinging a ground ball foul. 1-2, the count stays. If Giambi were to reach here, you've got Olmedo signs on deck. You've got Al Levine warming up in the pen, and he should be ready to go. Holtz may be facing his last hitter.
Levine is ready when he takes his jacket off.
He's ready when he gets to the park. He's amazing. It does not take him long. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball foul. First base line. Rolls back into the Angels' pen, which right now is under the watchful eye of Bobby Ramos. He's got his clipboard. He's got his shin guards on just in case he has to help out with the catching duties down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The set by the left-hander now. Holtz steals it home to Giambi, swinging a ground ball hit towards second base. Eckstein will surround it, throws, and it's in time for the out. Mike Holtz has an easy 1-2-3 inning. Nice job by the Angels left-hander. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We head to the 8th inning in Oakland, still tied at 2 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
I thought we'd be together a lot longer, too. But things are different now.
It happens. Change one thing in your house and suddenly the rest just doesn't look as good.
No, it's not you. It's me. And the new countertops.
The Home Depot can help you work it all out. With low prices, they'll let you do more to your house. Buy more materials, expand your projects, or take on some new ones.
Look, you've been my main sink for a long time, but that's just it. It's been too long.
The Home Depot, proud sponsor of the Anaheim Angels.
We make it easy, oh, so easy.
For 2001, Toyota has the biggest lineup of SUVs in Toyota history. No matter what size SUV you're looking for, you'll find it at your Toyota dealer. There's the all-new full-size Sequoia, Toyota's biggest SUV ever. It's powered by the remarkable I-Force V8 engine. The redesigned 2001 RAV4 has a lot more power. The freestyle 2001 4Runner continues to be Toyota's most popular SUV. And the luxurious V8 Land Cruiser has every comfort and high-tech feature imaginable. And be sure to check out Toyota's brand new SUV, the Highlander. Wherever you're going, your Toyota dealer has a new 2001 SUV to take you there and back.
We make it easy on you.
Right now, it's easy to get a great lease or low financing on any new 2001 Toyota SUV. See your Toyota dealer today.
570 KLAC.
Wally Joyner leads it off for the Halos. We go to the 8th in a 2-2 ball game. Angels and A's. Before Joyner steps in, we pause for station identification on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Angels, Raiders, and the NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. The Southland Sports Authority is 570 KLAC Los Angeles.
Tim Hudson back to work, and a swing and a miss by Joyner, as Hudson pulled the string that time. 0-1. Joyner, Fabregas, and Eckstein due up. 10 in a row set down by Hudson. He's done that twice today. And a swing and a miss again by Wally. The count quickly 0-2.
Back-to-back split-fingered fastballs from Hudson. Hernandez actually wanted that splitty away. It was in, but it's moving so much it really doesn't matter.
He has the sign now. The windup in the 0-2 coming home is swung on, grounded toward first base. Fair ball, fielded there by Giambi. He'll tag the bag for the out. 11 in a row set down by Hudson. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Anaheim Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Anaheim Angels. 1 out now. Here is Fabregas, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. We're in the 8th, and the Angels have but one hit. Swinging a foul back by George, 0-1. That one hit, however, left the building. A 2-run homer back in the 4th by Gloss. That is the only Angels offense. And it followed 1 out later, a walk to Palmeiro. Otherwise, the Angels have been able to do absolutely nothing with this guy. Hudson's 0-1 pitch. There's a ball down low, 1-1.
You think about the bench. Should the Angels look to the bench at all later in the game? Names like Benji Molina, Scott Spezio, Sean Wooten, and Glenn Allen Hill. So some bats are there if they need to go to them.
Now the motion by the right-hander. The 1-1 pitch is swung on, lifted in the air. Shallow left. Tejada, the shortstop, is back. Now he's called off by the left fielder, and making the play is Johnny Damon for the out. 2 gone. 12 in a row set down. 11 strikeouts, which ties a career high for Hudson. Here's Eckstein. You mentioned this during the break, Darren, but, you know, thinking back to this game, early on, one swing of the bat and really a tremendous swing by Gloss because he hit a great pitch away from having no hits at this point.
Absolutely. Hudson, and it wasn't even a mistake. One good swing. Otherwise, this is a no-hitter to this point.
Eckstein has a strike called against him, 0-1.
But it was evident out of the gates, first 2 innings, that he had no-hit stuff.
Outfield is shallow and toward right on Eckstein. Hudson back home and a ball down low. Echo for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 12 straight retired. Last man to reach was Gloss on the home run in the 4th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a ground ball foul, first base side. So it's 1-2 now on Eckstein. And Hudson is 1 strike away from establishing a career high in strikeouts for a ball game.
X-Ben rung up twice looking. He had better swing the bats here with 2 strikes. Both of them borderline pitches, too.
Here's the windup, and the 1-2 from Hudson. Swung on, grounded foul. This time down the third base line. It bangs against the tarp.
Not going to ring me up 3 times. He went after a pitch at his shoe tops.
I would almost expect him to just, like, stand right on home plate and get hit.
He's done it a lot. That'd be nice, a base runner.
Hudson nods his head yes to Hernandez. Again, the 1-2 pitch. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Base hit right field. Eckstein goes the other way with a 2-out single. And that will snap the string of 12 in a row set down by Hudson. The Angels get just their 2nd hit of the game, and for Eckstein, his 7th hit already this season.
And they may go to that bench we talked about right now. Scott Spezio has a bat, and that's why when you look at the starting lineup sometimes and you see some names you're unfamiliar with, and you think, well, is this the lineup that will win for the Angels today? It's in the 7th or 8th inning that you're most excited that names like Hill and Spezio and Molina are on the bench right now because the Angels can utilize them now.
Well, they're going to utilize Scott Spezio, who has terrific power from the left side, so he will go up there batting lefty. And Spezio, the former Athletic, does not get a very nice reception here. With 2 outs. He'll dig in now to try and break this 2-2 tie. Levine still throwing in the Angels' pen. Now some activity for the first time in the Oakland bullpen. It's amazing what a 2-out hit can do.
Jim Messier.
Right-hander Messier, who they've been trying to get to the last couple of days, but they just can't quite get to him. Here's the set by Hudson. He'll bring it home. Spezio swings, fouls it back right this way and right below us.
It's a cold day, very, very cold, and you can't really hide on the benches in these dugouts. The wind whipping around. So grab a bat, Scott, and go face a guy with no-hit stuff.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, pinch hitting is a thankless and amazingly tough chore.
Well, Spezio was the best at it for the Angels last year. He had 8 pinch hits to lead the ball club. They play slightly to pull on the infield. The outfield is way back. Hudson turns, throws back. Eckstein dives back in.
Well, we can remember a couple of games. I think once against Francisco Cordero, another time against Todd Jones that Spezio stepped in there against pitchers with their best stuff and homered late in the game for the Angels.
No balls in 1 strike. Hudson now from the set. Hasn't done that very often today. Checks the runner, throws again back to first base. Do you consider starting Eckstein here? I know you hate to take the bat out of Spezio's hands, but if you run him, who knows? You get him in a scoring position, and you might get a base hit to score him.
Well, he can swipe a bag, and we talked about it in the open. Runners last year, 24 for 27, stealing bases when this man was on the mound. So that's why he's throwing over so much. He has a very slow move to the plate.
Here's the 0-1. Runner holds, swing and a miss by Spezio. 0-2 the count.
One heck of a split-fingered fastball right there. I mean, that was a great pitch, and the bottom fell out of it. He may go back to it.
Angels 2 and the A's 2. We're in the 8th. A 2-out single by Eckstein has kept it going, and now the crowd coming back again. Spezio back in the box, tapping both sides of the plate. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Now he's ready. Here's the stretch. And another throw back to first. Eckstein has maybe a 2 or 3 step lead, no more than that. He's easily back in there. Levine is ready to go to work. He's just watching the action now from the Angels' pen. Messier still throwing for Oakland. 0-2. The outfield is giving up so much room there, deep all the way around. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit back up the middle and into center field. A base hit. Eckstein hits second. He's going to motor to third, and they're going to hold him there. It's a base hit, pinch hit single for Scott Spezio on an 0-2 pitch. He is able to send it right back up the middle into center field, and the Angels now have the go-ahead run at third, and they have Darren Erstad at the plate.
Now, what a job and what an at-bat by Spezio. It almost appeared as if for the first 2 strikes that he got in that count, he had the approach that I'm going to swing for the fences and try to grab a 2-run lead for my team. Once he got 2 strikes, he totally changed. He became Rod Carew in a modern-day Angels uniform. put the ball in play. Get a line drive somewhere. Get it to Darren Erstad.
Well, Spezio had to go down to get that pitch.
That's a good pitch.
It was a very good pitch, and he just slapped it into center.
I don't know if Hudson's made a bad pitch today.
Well, I can't remember too many.
I mean, next time went out and got a good pitch. Hit it the other way for a base hit. Good split-finger fastball.
Time called now. What's going on? Do they want a pinch runner for Spezio? I think they do. And they will bring in Benji Gill.
There you go.
This is Benji Gill.
So Spezio does the job by getting a pinch hit single. He gives way now to Gill. More speed down there at first base. And here is Erstad. So if you're the Angels, this is a pretty good situation. The guy you want up here, even though he is 0 for 3 today. Erstad with a chance to give his team the lead in a 2-2 game. We're in the 8th. Runners at the corners. Hudson today has had streaks of 10 in a row and 12 in a row retired. The 10 in a row, the first 10 of the ball game he faced before he walked Palmeiro in the 4th, and then later the home run by Gloss. Now Erstad waiting patiently. Hudson has really slowed it down now. He checks the runner at third, fires it home. Erstad takes low and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Tim Hudson has handled Darren Erstad and handled him very effectively. But you have to wonder, with Orlando Palmeiro on deck, if Erstad isn't going to have to hit Hudson's pitch.
No doubt. Although, if you want to look at numbers, Palmeiro has had a ton of success lifetime against Hudson.
Understandable.
Now the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, fair, and a diving stop by Giambi. He picks it up and tags the bag for the out. That thing was headed to the corner, and it would have scored 2 runs easily. Giambi, a diving stab at the bag, and simply touches the base for the out. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. Hudson has been good all day today, but he had a little bit of luck right there. For the Angels in the 8th, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Their first 2 stranded of the game. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, still tied at 2 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
At Cragen Auto Parts, we know that all true sports fans understand the importance of that special player who can really light it up, you know? The one who provides the spark that really gets the team going. Well, in your car's engine, that player could just be the Autolite Platinum Plug. Right now at Cragen, there's a 60-cent mail-in rebate that gets Autolite Platinum Plugs down to just $1.39 each. At that price, you can afford to replace the whole team. So drive on down to Cragen and light it up with a new set of Autolite Platinum Plugs. Cragen, you can do it. We're here to help.
Hello, my name is Andrew Shevin, and pretty soon I'll be your pilot. The plane I'll be flying weighs 833,000 pounds and travels at speeds close to 600 miles an hour. Over 400 passengers will put their lives in my hands, along with a couple of thousand people whose homes and families happen to be in my flight path. I guess now would be a good time to discuss my education while I'm still in elementary school, unless you think it's something that can wait.
What a child learns today could have a major effect tomorrow, not just on him or her, but on the rest of the world, your world. The Education Excellence Partnership believes higher academic standards are good for everybody because smarter kids make smarter adults. For a free booklet, call 1-800-38-BE-SMART or visit our website, www.edex.org. A message from the Ad Council.
570 KLAC.
Well, we are still tied at 2 runs apiece in yet another outstanding ball game of the young season for the Halos. And Al Levine will come on now. Here come the Athletics in the 8th inning. Almedo Saenz will start things off. Levine is the new pitcher. The new shortstop is Benji Gill. He stays in the game and takes over for Nieves. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Halos, 2 runs on 4 hits for the Athletics. Here is Almedo Saenz facing Al Levine. The tall right-hander fires it home, low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes on Almedo Saenz.
I guess the Angels are showing that again in the year 2001. They'll play cardiac kids baseball and do it no other way. What else would we expect?
Saw a lot of it last year. The 1-0 pitch. Missed it again, 2-0 the count.
How about that play by Giambi to end the inning? Unbelievable play, diving play, and he made it right by the bag.
Tip your cap, that's all you can do. The ball was hit hard by Erstad. 2-0 the count on Signs. Levine back home. There's a strike, 2-1. Well, opening day at Edison Field. It's going to be fun to see our opening day. We've seen one in Texas, one here in Oakland. The Angels open up on Tuesday night. Still plenty of time to reserve your tickets. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball. Base hit left field. Out of the reach of Benji Gill. Leadoff single for Signs. So the go-ahead runner is aboard now, and Eric Chavez will step in. You can get information on Angel season tickets, the mini plans, or the group tickets by phoning 1-888-796-HALO. Stop by the Edison Field box office, angelsbaseball.com online, or all Southern California Ticketmaster locations. What do we have pinch running? Is that Christensen?
Ryan Christensen pinch running. That is correct.
So Signs does his job. He's out of there now. Christensen takes over as the pinch runner. Eric Chavez will step in. We'll check out the AT&T Wireless Services scoreboard as well if we get a chance here. A lot of final scores in the American and National Leagues. 2-2 game here. Leadoff man on for the A's, Chavez. 1 for 3, singled his last time and scored the tying run. Levine from the set. Needs a ground ball. Al takes a long time, steps off now, chasing the runner back to first base. That is the 5th hit of the game now for the A's. Things are quiet in the Angels' pen. Looks like Jim Messier is going to start to throw again in the Oakland pen. Chavez shows bunt, and Levine misses way high at outside, 1-0.
And maybe Isringhausen. I'll double check. Only because the A's may be thinking if we get the lead, we need our closer.
You're right. It is Isringhausen.
Though, if I'm Art Howe, Tim Hudson finishes this game for me.
I don't know how you could pull him out. Unless he is telling his manager, I'm out of gas, but I can't imagine that.
Yeah, he's not getting ready very quickly, so I don't think that's the case. Maybe they have him up even to face a batter or two in the ninth, but they have to get the lead first.
Chavez, meanwhile, tells his third base coach, Ron Washington, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. So he walks up the third base line, has a quick chant with Washington. Now he's back in the box. See if he's going to try and bunt here. 1-0 the count. Levine turns, throws back to the bag. Christensen, who can really, really run, down at first base. Baltimore beat Cleveland in 11 today. 4-2 is the final there. Toronto 3, the Yankees 2. Final score, Derek Jeter 1 for 5 in his return. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Chavez, no sign of bunt, kicks that front leg and takes it outside. 2-0. Detroit over the White Sox 5-3. Dean Palmer returns and homers for Detroit. KC beat Minnesota 5-3. Tampa Bay, Boston just underway. Here's the 2-0. Check swing high. 3-0 now on Eric Chavez. Well, Levine really has to be careful here. The whole right side of the infield is wide open for Chavez with Joyner holding the runner on. Now the set. Here's the 3-0. He's taking it's a strike, 3-1. The Angels have been able to turn quite a few double plays already this season. We saw Schoenweiss get 3 of them opening day. Hasegawa got a huge double play last night. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to third. Gloss has it to second. Now he threw it away. Over the head of Eckstein. On his way to third is Christensen. They're going to hold him up. Chavez will go to second. And the A's have runners at second and third and nobody out. Troy Gloss just had it sail on him way over the head of Eckstein into right field. And the A's are in big-time business right now.
And make no doubt about it. Don't make a single doubt about it. That was a double play ground ball. That would have been 2 outs. Instead, no outs. That hurts.
Troy Gloss with a throwing error, the second error of the game for the Halos. And now Al Levine is in a huge jam here. Here is Tejada. A routine ground ball to third base. Gloss fielded it flawlessly, but his throw to second just sailed over the head of David Eckstein. Now the Angels are forced to pull the infield in a 2-2 game. We're in the 8th. Fabregas looking into the Angels dugout. Now he squats behind the plate. Anything hit on the ground right at one of the infielders, and perhaps a play at the plate. Christensen at third, Chavez at second. Tejada 0 for 2, and now Fabregas, leaving nothing to chance here, walks out to the mound.
What's the point? You may as well finish the conversation. Make sure you're all on the same page, because a pass ball, a wild pitch, a cross-up costs you a run, and you can't have that happen.
So Tejada, who walked and scored back in the second, digs in now, a chance to give his team the lead. Levine from the belt, deals it home, swinging a foul back. Boy, Tejada had a rip, 0-1. Well, the Angels, as we mentioned, getting a lot of ground ball double plays early on. Looked like they had another one. Not to be, though, and now Levine is going to have to pitch out of it. The crowd's starting to get into it a little bit now. The attendance here today, 21,328. Here's the stretch, and the 0-1, swinging a ground ball foul. That one almost hit Washington in the third base coaching box. And the count 0-2.
Well, if you're thinking about a strikeout, that's what everyone in this ballpark who is pulling for the Angels wants. Levine does possess a slider that's good enough and sharp enough to fool a right-handed hitter. I would imagine if you're looking for a strikeout, you have to go with the slider. Dive it down and away out of the zone.
Time call now. Tejada steps out. The outfield is deep, so anything hit in the air is going to score a run for the most part. Need a ground ball or a strikeout. The 0-2 swing and a foul ball. Just got a piece of it. Man, Tejada was reaching on the other side of the batter's box and just barely stays alive.
That was the slider and that dandy when he almost got that strikeout he needed. Great location down and away. Sharp late break to it. Close enough almost. It may have been a call third strike if Fabregas could have framed it up. See if he goes back to that slider.
0-2. Here's the set now, and the 0-2 pitch. Down low and away, kept it away from him again. Fabregas this time shifting his body and blocking that ball and smothering it at home plate. This is where you really have to rely on your catcher. He has to block balls in the dirt. Otherwise, the potential winning run scores. Isringhausen still warming up in the bullpen for the A's. 1-2 on Tejada. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball back to the mound. This will hold the runners. Levine has it, throws to first for the out, and Tejada is out of there. Hurdle number 1 has been cleared. Runners remain at second and third. Here's Terrence Long.
Boy, he threw him 3 straight son-of-a-gun sliders, and I know Tejada wouldn't call them that. He'd call them another name. But those were nasty, all of them. Barely got his bat on any of them. And credit to Al Levine. He's making some big pitches. He still has a long way to go.
And that path now will involve walking Terrence Long, and that one almost got away from Fabregas. Fabregas is calling for the intentional walk, and Levine threw it over the plate. Now George with that outstretched arm to his left. Here comes ball 2 outside. That's scary. Well, that's why they make you make the pitches instead of just automatically giving the runner the base. You still need to execute it. So there's ball 3 outside. This is going to load them up. And they will take their chances with Jeremy Giambi and look for the double play ball. Here comes ball 4 outside, and there it is. So Terrence Long gets the intentional walk. Giambi will step to the plate. Jim Messier now has joined in the bullpen. 2-2 game. We're at the bottom of the 8th in Oakland. But the A's are threatening. Time called out. Fabregas out to the mound. And Messier is up there. Perhaps if the A's do fail to score, he'll pitch the 9. If they do score, we see Isringhausen. Here is Giambi now. Bases loaded for the Athletics. Giambi is 0 for 3. Bounced into a double play back in the second. How about another one right here?
Turn that sinker over, get it down and away. Hopefully Giambi's looking to pull the baseball and be a hero.
Levine ready to pitch. It is outside. 1 ball and no strikes on Jeremy Giambi. Outfield is straight up. Infield is back up the middle now, looking for 2. They're tied at the corners. Levine ready. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a line drive to left. It is slicing. Foul and just foul. Man, oh man, was that close, just by a couple of feet. That may have cleared the bases if it stayed fair.
Yeah, I think it would have, and obviously Giambi's not looking to be a big hero in a sense of hitting a ball out of the ballpark. That approach right there is the wise approach to a sinker ball pitcher. Put the bat on the baseball when it's done sinking and hit it the other way. That would have been devastating.
1 ball and 1 strike on Jeremy Giambi. Levine nods his head yes. Comes to the stretch. Here's the 1-1. It's a little bit outside and high. 2 balls and 1 strike on Giambi now.
This next pitch, the very biggest pitch of the ball game, because if you're Al Levine, you do not want to go to 3 balls with the bases loaded.
Hernandez on deck, the number 9 hitter. The set, the 2-1. Swinging a bouncing ball to third. Gloss has it. Throws to second one. Relay is up the line, and he threw it away. 1 run will score. That's Christensen. And right behind him is Chavez. They will give him home plate. The Angels had 2 shots at a double play in this inning, and 2 throwing errors result. 2 runs are in, and the A's lead it 4-2.
Credit goes to Terrence Long. He went into second base and just plowed David Eckstein, forcing that throw that went awry, and Wally Joyner had to dive off the bag. Nothing he could do about it, and that really hurts.
2 errors for the Angels, 2 throwing errors here in the 8th. It's a 4-2 ball game now, and the Angels have committed 3 errors for the game. Here is Hernandez with a man at second, a swing and a foul back. Oh, the Angels so close to getting out of this inning with no runs in. But the throwing error allows 2 to score. No balls and 1 strike on Hernandez. 2 outs. Levine stretches, deals it home, and it's swung on, hit on the ground left side. Gloss cuts it off, pats the glove, throws to first in time, and the side retired. But damage has been done. In the inning, 2 runs, and they do it on the benefit of just 1 hit. 2 Angels errors and 1 man left. We go to the 9th, 4-2 A's on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
The 2001 Toyota trucks are the most sought after in Toyota history. The full-size Tundra V8 is our fastest-selling truck ever. This smooth-riding pickup features a 4-door access cab and the powerful I-Force V8. The 2001 Tacoma continues to be the #1 selling compact truck in Southern California. This year, Tacoma has a radically aggressive new look. And now, for the first time ever, you can get a double cab with Toyota quality. The Tacoma Pre-Runner Double Cab. This rugged truck comes with a powerful 3.4-liter V6 engine. No wonder people everywhere want to get their hands on a new Toyota truck. There's one for every job. So get down to your Toyota dealer today. Right now, it's easy to get a great lease or low financing on any new 2001 Toyota truck. See your Toyota dealer today.
While we've got a minute, let's go to the concession area where Aaron Orton is first in line and Chris Mays is at the register. And here's the order. Oh, folks, it's a good one. A Wiener Schnitzel hot dog, the official hot dog of the Anaheim Angels. Chris delivers and Aaron makes the catch. And it looks like he's going to garnish with ketchup and mustard. If you folks at home want the same ballpark experience, head to a Wiener Schnitzel near you. And right now you can get a pretzel bun dog with mustard for just 99 cents. This tasty hot dog and a soft pretzel bun is available at Wiener Schnitzel and only for a limited time.
570 KLAC.
Well, last call for the Angels now as we go to the top of the 9th inning in Oakland. And the Angels are down by a 4-2 score. Jason Isringhausen has checked in now. And as he warms up, let's take this opportunity to pause for station identification on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Angels, Raiders, and the NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. The Southland Sports Authority is 570 KLAC Los Angeles.
Jason Isringhausen, the Athletics closer, is on now to try and shut this one down. A 2-run throwing error by David Eckstein. Trying to turn a double play proves costly for the Halos. 2 runs into the 8th to break a 2-2 tie. And it's now a 4-2 ball game in favor of the A's. So the Angels need some base runners. They need them now. Orlando Palmeiro, Tim Salmon, and Troy Gloss in the 9th inning against Jason Isringhausen.
Orlando Palmeiro, June 8, 1999.
So Isringhausen set to go to work. He is 28 years old, out of Brighton, Illinois. Isringhausen will face Palmeiro now. Orlando is 0 for 2 with a walk. The big right-hander sets, deals at home. The pitch Palmeiro takes. There's a strike, 0-1. 9th inning is underway. We have had only 3 hits for the Angels today. That's it. Gloss's 2-run homer is the only scoring for Anaheim. Isringhausen's 0-1. Palmeiro checks his swing, rolls it foul, 0-2. The United Association member of the game today, Herman Janku of local number 78. We do the job right the first time. Visit our website at ua.org. No balls, 2 strikes. Isringhausen ready. The set. He'll fire it home now. Palmeiro swings, slaps it foul back to the screen. Isringhausen last year, 33 saves for the Athletics. Fastball curve change. Isringhausen began his career with the New York Mets. Played with the Mets through 1999. Then he came to the Oakland Athletics. He was acquired for pitcher Bill Taylor. Here's the 0-2. Swinging another foul. As again, Palmeiro wasting another one as he grounds it down the third base line. Isringhausen named to the American League All-Star team in his first full season as a closer last year. He has worked on a changeup. In fact, he started throwing a changeup this spring. And there was a ball game last year which really kind of rung a bell with Isringhausen. He was beaten by the Yankees and felt that he needed to add another pitch, and he did so this spring. The 0-2 is swung on, hit right back to the mound on one big hop. Isringhausen turns and throws him out. Palmeiro is gone 1-3. Here is Tim Salmon now. 4-2 Athletics, 9th inning, 1 out, nobody on.
Tim Salmon.
It was late last season that Isringhausen brought a 1-run lead into the 9th inning for the Athletics at Yankee Stadium. And on consecutive pitches, Bernie Williams and David Justice homered against him, and the Yankees won it 3-2. Isringhausen deals home, swinging a foul back. He said that he relied on his breaking ball a little bit too much, and that if he had a changeup, it may have been a different story in that game. So he really worked hard on one this spring. He is a power pitcher, though. No balls, 1 strike on Tim Salmon. Salmon is 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times against Hudson. Glad to see him out of the game. Here's the kick in the 0-1. There's one that bounces in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow at 1:05, Scott Schoenweiss and Barry Zito will be on the air at 12:30 with Angels warm-up. Don't forget, tomorrow we're back on Cool 94.3 and also KMPC 1540 AM. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a high pop-up foul back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hudson today was absolutely dominating. 8 innings, 3 hits. He struck out 11, walked only 1. Steve Green made his big league debut and pitched extremely well. He sidestepped 6 walks, but in 6 innings gave up just 2 runs and walked, 6 with 4 strikeouts. Definitely pitched well enough to win. Unfortunately, was matched up against Hudson. Here's the 1-2, checked his swing, and strike 3 call. Randy Marsh punches him out of there, and Isringhausen hits the outside corner for strike 3. 2 away. Salmon strikes out for the 4th time today. 2 gone now, and it's up to Troy Gloss. And the fans come to their feet. They want to see Isringhausen shut this one down. Time call. Gloss will step out, something in his eye now, and this will disrupt the rhythm of Isringhausen. Only 3 Angels hits today. Here's the set by the right-hander. And the pitch to Gloss. Troy takes outside, 1-0. Garrett Anderson waiting on deck. Isringhausen went to Southwestern High School in Brighton, Illinois. A tiny town in Illinois. The pitch is swung on, skied in the air. Foul ground, first base side. Let's see if Giambi can handle it against the sun. Makes the catch. And the Athletics will win it here today with 2 runs in the 8th inning. In the 9th for the Angels, they go 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, nobody left. Final score, the A's 4, the Angels 2. Back with the totals after this on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Going out to dinner is quite different than staying home and getting a Domino's pizza delivered. For example, when you go out to dinner, you tend to put on some nice clothes. When you order in Domino's, you tend to put on a nice bathrobe. When you're eating in public and food gets on your chin, you wipe it with a napkin. When you order in Domino's and food gets on your chin, you wipe it, you don't wipe it, whatever. When you're eating dinner in a restaurant, you eat with utensils. When you order in Domino's, utensils are called fingers. And finally, when you go out to dinner, you actually have to leave the house. When you order in Domino's, you don't even have to get off the couch. Except, of course, when the doorbell rings. Get the door. It's Domino's.
Call Domino's now and get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for only $13.99. That's right, 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for just $13.99. Made fresh to order and delivered hot. Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for just $13.99. Call Domino's now. Offer may vary. Participating stores only. Deep dish may be extra.
Time up. He did it right. Yeah, he had a great training camp.
Perfect timing. He's not one of those guys that's breaking the team's budget.
Yeah, he's just like us.
Yeah, right. We're just a couple of union plumbers.
Hey, union plumbers are the best trained, just like him. So we do the job right the first time up. We do it on time, and we do it on budget.
Yeah, well, natural.
Right.
A tip from the United Association of Union Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and Sprinkler Fitters. Visit their website at ua.org.
570 KLAC.
Well, the A's even up the series as they win it here today by a score of 4-2. 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th on a throwing error allow the Athletics to take the lead, and they hold out as Jason Isringhausen comes on in the 9th and gets the Angels 1-2-3. The totals in this one for the A's: 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They strand a total of 8. And for the Angels, 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. Or 5 errors, no, 2 errors, and 2 stranded. Let's get that straight. The winning pitcher is Tim Hudson. His record now 1-0. Al Levine will take the loss. His record drops to 0-1. Jason Isringhausen records his first save of the season. Time of the ball game here today, a snappy 2 hours, 29 minutes. And the attendance at Network Associates Coliseum, 21,398. The Angels now 2 wins, 3 defeats on the season. And the Athletics 2 wins and 3 defeats as well. Tomorrow it's the finale in the series, Barry Zito and Scott Schoenweiss. We'll be back with some final thoughts on this one after these messages on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're safe at home with Edison Security. Edison Security is one of the nation's top-ranked home security providers. And for more than 30 years, Edison Security has provided peace of mind to thousands of homes and businesses throughout the United States. Edison Security is a full-service protection company providing fast alarm response and 24-hour monitoring. Call the security experts at Edison Security today. They'll evaluate the security requirements of your home or your business and customize a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Call Edison Security toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY. That's 1-877-SECURITY. Security.
Not everyone was born with an instinctive knowledge of home improvement.
I know the ceiling fan goes round. It's how it stays attached to the ceiling I'd like to find out.
Which is why at the Home Depot you don't just find more than 50,000 home improvement items.
And I'm fine with grilling on a deck. Building a deck, that makes me a little nervous.
You find friendly experts ready to help you finish any project with confidence.
And I bet if I can change a diaper, I can change a faucet.
The Home Depot, proud sponsor of the Anaheim Angels.
JCPenney, simply for sports department, is your one-stop headquarters. Visit your nearest JCPenney for the hottest and latest looks in team and college apparel. From Starter, Nike, Champion, Loco Athletic, and more. JCPenney, simply for sports department, is also your headquarters for active sports apparel and footwear for your entire family, featuring names like Nike, Reebok, Fila, Adidas, and many others. Come in and shop for the hottest team apparel in their simply for sports department.
You're tuned to 570 KLAC.
Final score again in this one, 4-2 in favor of the Athletics. They have evened up this three-game series at 1 win apiece, and tomorrow we have the series finale. Should be a pretty good ball game here from Oakland tomorrow. Barry Zito will be on the mound for the Athletics and Scott Schoenweiss for the Angels. Don't forget, tomorrow we can be heard on Cool 94.3 and also 1540 KMPC on your AM dial. We'll be on the air at 12:30 with Angels warm-up, and then the first pitch from Network Associates Coliseum at about 1:05. But again, here today, Steve Green makes his big league debut, pitches pretty well. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, and only 2 runs. But Tim Hudson was just flat-out dominating. He struck out 11 in 8 innings and gave up just a total of 3 hits, 2 runs in the ball game. He will get the win. Jason Isringhausen gets the save today, and the A's pick up their second win of the season. The Angels now also with a record of 2 wins, 3 defeats. Tomorrow, Zito and Schoenweiss as we wind it up from Oakland. Stay tuned now. Angels Report is coming up next, and it's right here on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
At Cragen Auto Parts, we know that all true sports fans understand the importance of that special player who can really light it up, you know? The one who provides the spark that really gets the team going. Well, in your car's engine, that player could just be the Autolite Platinum Plug. Right now at Cragen, there's a 60-cent mail-in rebate that gets Autolite Platinum Plugs down to just $1.39 each. At that price, you can afford to replace the whole team. So drive on down to Cragen and light it up with a new set of Autolite Platinum Plugs. Cragen, you can do it. We're here to help.
You're safe at home with Edison Security. Edison Security is one of the nation's top-ranked home security providers. And for more than 30 years, Edison Security has provided peace of mind to thousands of homes and businesses throughout the United States. Edison Security is a full-service protection company, providing fast alarm response and 24-hour monitoring. Call the security experts at Edison Security today. They'll evaluate the security requirements of your home or your business and customize a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Call Edison Security toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY. That's 1-877-SECURITY.
McDonald's, the official supplier of outrageous values.
And now, since Big Macs are an outrageous 99 cents on Mondays, I'd like to do an old favorite. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Now McDonald's classic Big Mac sandwiches are an outrageous 99 cents on Mondays.
I'm here all week. Except Mondays, I'm at McDonald's.
99-cent Big Mac Mondays. McDonald's, we love to see you smile. Offer good for a limited time. Price and participation may vary.
Thank you.
McDonald's, the official supplier of outrageous values like 99-cent Filet-O-Fish Sandwich Fridays.
Ahoy, matey.
What's with the pirate outfit? Taking Casual Friday a bit far, aren't we?
Tis also Filet-O-Fish Friday at McDonald's.
I see.
Their tasty Filet-O-Fish sandwiches only 99 cents.
Well, shiver me timbers.
McDonald's has added another day of outrageous value with our 99-cent Filet-O-Fish Sandwich on Fridays.
It's like finding a sunken treasure. Arr.
Get in the car, and the parrot stays here.
McDonald's, we love to see you smile.
Limited time offer. Price and participation may vary.
Well, you won't get a lemon from Toyota of Orange.
Toyota of Orange, Orange County's #1 volume dealer for 27 straight years, is having a construction reduction sale. As Mace becomes increasingly limited, Toyota of Orange is trying to sell every Toyota as fast as they come in. So if you want a great deal, come to Toyota of Orange. Toyota of Orange, the official provider of cars for the Anaheim Angels.
Well, you won't get a lemon from Toyota of Orange. Well, you won't get
This edition of Anaheim Angels Baseball has been brought to you by Edison Security. Call toll-free at 1-877-SECURITY for more information. By Wiener Schnitzel, the official hot dog of the Anaheim Angels. By your friendly Southern California Dodge dealers. By Cragen Automotive. You can do it. They're here to help. By Panda Express Chinese for yummy. And by AT&T Wireless. From AT&T, your world close at hand.
1, 2, we got you out at the
This is Angels Report, a look at today's Angels game with highlights,
an interview from the field, and a complete rundown of the Major League scoreboard. Now, let's go back out to the ballpark and join Mario Mpemba and Darren Sutton.
Back here in Oakland, where today the Athletics beat the Angels by a score of 4-2. And if these two games, the first two in this series, are any indication of what we have in store for us tomorrow, it should be another great game. Yesterday, the Angels win it by a single run. Today, the Athletics come up with 2 in the bottom of the 8th on a throwing error to steal a win from the Angels. 4-2, the final score here this afternoon. Tim Hudson was outstanding. Steve Green, with his big league debut, pitched admirably today, very, very well. But again, it was some throwing errors in the 8th inning, which really was the undoing for the Angels. And the Athletics go on to win it here by that 4-2 score. Jason Giambi, big game today for the Oakland Athletics. He was on base 3 times, but also made a game-saving defensive play in the 8th inning. And right now he's standing by in the field with Darren Sutton. Darren?
All right, thank you very much, Mario. Yes, down here with Jason Giambi. A lot of heroes today, Jason. A very, very great game to be a part of, I would imagine. But I look at the 8th inning, and I look at that diving play you made on that screamer hit by Darren Erstad. How'd that feel when that hit your glove?
I just tried to knock it down, and it stuck in my webbing. And, you know, sometimes you don't always have to win a game offensively. Just, you know, knock that down in that 1st and 3rd, so it stopped the run from scoring. And, you know, came out the next inning and scored a couple runs. So that's the difference in the ball game.
Isn't it the truth, though, that in a game like this, he who blinks first either wins or loses, and maybe a defensive miscue? If you don't make that play, if Gloss makes his play, you know, it could be a different game. It's a game of inches, isn't it?
Definitely. You know, that's why you always got to try to concentrate. And it doesn't seem at the time every at-bat, every play might be monumental. You know, you can look back sometimes in games and go, God, if I would have, you know, got that pitch in the air and hit a sac fly or not grounding that double play, it's the difference in a ball game. And so you just got to try to keep that same approach that, you know, every play and you're ready to every pitch, you know, so it can be monumental.
Last question for you. Usually you and I are talking about all the offense, but I want to talk to you about a pitcher. Today, Tim Hudson clearly had no hit stuff.
Oh, you know, he's a bulldog out there. You know, I used to tease him all the time and call him Mini Pedro, but after last year, I said, you know, I can't call you that anymore. You deserve to be called Tim Hudson, and he really deserves that. He's turned into an incredible pitcher, and he's turned into that guy that we can depend on to get us off a losing streak, or every time he goes to the mound, we know we got a chance to win.
Thank you, partner.
My pleasure. Good having you.
That was Jason Giambi, the reigning most valuable player. Let me kick it back upstairs to Mario and Mpemba.
All right, Darren, thanks very much. Jason Giambi is right about one thing. He is a bulldog. Tim Hudson now in his big league career is 32-8 with his victory here today, his first win of the season and his second start of the year. A great outing, 11 strikeouts in this one, and that, by the way, tied a career high for Tim Hudson. Let's get to the highlights of this ballgame. We mentioned that Steve Green was making his big league debut for the Halos, and in the first inning he did walk a couple of batters, but he struck out Eric Chavez, was able to settle into the ball game until the A's finally got a run against him in the bottom of the second. A leadoff walk to Miguel Tejada. A single by Terrence Long put runners at first and second. Jeremy Giambi then hit into a double play, a 1-6-3 double play. That left a runner at third with 2 outs, but Ramon Hernandez, the number 9 hitter, made it 1-0. Here's the 0-1 now, swinging a little looper into right field. Salmon on the charge, won't get it. Base hit. A slicing single to right field. Tejada will score, and the A's come up with a first run of the game. It's a 2-out single and a 1-0 Oakland lead. And for Hernandez, it would be his second RBI of the season, but Green does settle down. He strikes out Johnny Damon for the final out in that inning, and it remained a 1-0 ball game. Then the Angels took their only lead of the game. It would happen in the 4th inning. Hudson had retired 10 straight to start the game, but that string ended when Palmeiro walked with 1 out in the 4th inning. 1 out later, Troy Gloss put the Angels on top.
The 1-1, hard hit, deep left field. Damon goes back. Warning track wall, that ball is gone. And Troy Gloss, for the 3rd time in this young season, will touch them all. As the Angels take a 2-1 lead, the unhittable was just hit, and hit very hard.
He was indeed, as Gloss goes deep into the seats in left field. Home run number 3 on the season, RBIs 4 and 5. Gloss with a 5-game hitting streak. He has hit in every one of the Angels' games so far. Anaheim had a 2-1 lead, and so did Steve Green. Green was cruising along. He had to sidestep some walks. He walked a couple more in the 5th inning, but a strikeout of Olmedo Signs got him out of that inning. And then the Angels' defense faltered a little bit. In the 6th inning, a leadoff single by Eric Chavez. A wild pitch moved him to second base. After a flyout by Tejada, another wild pitch moved him to third base. And then on a pickoff attempt by George Fabregas, his throw to third base sailed into left field. That scored Chavez, and that tied the game at 2 runs apiece. Meanwhile, Green was done through 6 innings. Mike Holtz came on in the 7th, got him 1-2-3, turned the baseball over to Al Levine in the 8th inning in a 2-2 tie. The Angels had a chance in the top of the 8th. They had runners at first and third with 2 outs, and a screaming ground ball off the bat of Darren Erstad turned into be a great play from Jason Giambi, who made a diving attempt at the bag at first, tagged the bag for the out. That kept it 2-2. That's when Levine took over in the bottom of the 8th. Leadoff single by Olmedo Saenz. He was lifted for the pinch runner, Ryan Christensen. Eric Chavez then hit a ground ball to the third baseman, Troy Gloss. It looked like it was a tailor-made double play ball, but Gloss's throw to second sailed into right field over the glove of David Eckstein. That left runners at second and third, nobody out, and big-time trouble for Levine. He was able to get the first man after that, Tejada, on a ground ball back to the mound. And then after they walked Terrence Long intentionally to load the bases, again, they were looking for the double play ball, this time with Jeremy Giambi up. The set, the 2-1. Swinging a bouncing ball to third. Gloss has it, throws to second one. Relay is up the line, and he threw it away. 1 run will score, that's Christensen, and right behind him is Chavez. They will give him home plate. The Angels had 2 shots at a double play in this inning, and 2 throwing errors result. 2 runs are in, and the A's lead it 4-2. It went as an error on the second baseman, Eckstein, so Gloss and Eckstein with wild throws. But when you talk about Eckstein, he was taken out at second base on a hard slide by Terrence Long. That contributed to the wild throw. It went as an E4. That made it 4-2. And that would be it for the Angels, because Isringhausen came out of the pen in the 9th inning. He got Palmeiro to ground back to the mound. He struck out Tim Salmon, and he got Troy Gloss to hit a pop-up in foul territory for the final out of the ball game. And the A's win it today by that 4-2 score. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Oakland. And for the Angels, 2 runs on 3 hits, and they commit a total of 3 errors in this ball game. Hudson is the starter and the winner for the Oakland Athletics. 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs earned. He walked 1 and tied his career high with 11 strikeouts. He needed just 103 pitches today. Isringhausen came on to pitch a perfect 9th inning. For the Angels, Steve Green, a terrific debut. 6 innings, 4 hits, only 2 runs, again 6 walks, but only 1 of those walks came around to score. He struck out 4. Mike Holtz pitching a perfect 7th inning, and Levine finished up for the Angels, giving up the 2 runs, unearned runs, in the 8th inning of play. So Hudson gets the win. He's 1-0. Levine will take the loss. He's 0-1. Isringhausen, his first save, 2:29 time of the game. The attendance, 21,398. The Angels now 2 wins, 3 defeats on the season, and the Athletics have that same 2-3 record. Tomorrow, Barry Zito and Scott Schoenweiss at 1:05 to close out this series before the Angels head back home as they count it down to their home opener on Tuesday night against the Texas Rangers at 7:05. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check out all the scores in the American and National Leagues as Angels Report rolls on from Oakland on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
Boring, dull, average. Are there uglier words in the English language? And yet, to judge by the majority of cars, a sort of tedious monotony is the epitome of performance and design. Fortunately, there is another option, the Jaguar S-Type. Already considered a modern classic, the S-Type's luxurious interior and unique silhouette are anything but typical. Combine that with a 240 horsepower AJ-V6 or available 281 horsepower AJ-V8 engine, and you have a car so exhilarating it borders on the illicit. And right now, the lease and financing options are rather exciting as well. So visit your Southern California Jaguar dealer today for a test drive. But be forewarned, driving home in anything but the new S-Type may prove to be a letdown of almost unbearable proportions. Jaguar, the art of performance.
Howdy, partner. I'm Vince Ferragamo. Please join me Tuesday, June 5th for my 19th annual Vince Ferragamo Foundation Celebrity Golf Classic at Los Coyotes Country Club in Buena Park. Proceeds will benefit our very special friends in the Special Olympics, which is supported solely by private donations and events such as this golf tournament. Following the tournament will be a country western barbecue and dinner show, along with a sports collector's auction. In attendance will be many Hollywood and sports celebrities. Please join us so that these Special Olympians can go for the gold. If you or your company would like more information on how you can be part of this fun-filled day, either as a golfer, sponsor, or just party with the stars, call us at 714-633-1099. Come on down. You'll be glad you did, and so will the Special Olympians. That number again is 714-633-1099. On behalf of the Vince Ferragamo Foundation, we thank you and hope to see you Tuesday, June 5th.
.570 KLAC.
Let's run down the scores now. We'll start in the American League on the AT&T Wireless Services scoreboard. Here are the finals in the AL. In Cleveland today, Baltimore wins it over the Indians 4-2. Only the second win in the last 12 at Jacobs Field for Baltimore. Mike Tremblay, the win in that ball game, 1-0. Reed takes the loss. He's 0-1. Ryan Kohlmeyer, the save. It would be his first of the year. Burks with a home run for the Indians, his first of the season. Meanwhile, at Yankee Stadium, after starting the season 3-0, the Yanks are 3-2 now because Toronto beat them 3-2. The Blue Jays are 5-1 in the season. Hernandez took the loss in that ball game. Billy Koch picked up the save. Home runs for Toronto. Stewart, his third. Cruz, his second. Jorge Posada hit one out for the Yanks, his second of the year. It was also today the return of Derek Jeter, who was 1 for 5 in his first game back with the Yankees. Well, it was 74 degrees today in Chicago, but the hot weather was not enough for the White Sox. Detroit beat the Sox 5-3. Chris Holt the win. Mark Burley the loss. Todd Jones his second save. Dean Palmer returns for Detroit and homers his first of the season. Kansas City at home beat Minnesota 5-3. Jeff Suppan the win, now 1-1. Mark Redmond takes the loss. He's 0-1.